All right, what's going on, everybody? Huvi 186 back again with another podcast, the Overrated Podcast, episode 70. I am your co-host Huvi 186, and with me is Traditionalist 101.
Man, it feels good to have this internet up and running. This is the Traditionalist 101, aka Steve Smith. And you all know the thing that I like to say in the beginning is that we have to hold on to tradition, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, that's how society works. That's how society can move forward. But yeah, I am just so excited that I got this that I got this internet working. Oh my gosh. It took a long time, but man, I'm so happy that it's up and running right now.
Yeah, so just we just want to say, Nolan. Yeah, bro. Sorry for having you waiting for 2 weeks. He is the first to comment 2 weeks ago. So
Oh really?
yeah, shout out to you.
Shout out to you, Nolan.
Conspiracy agent, how you doing, bro? You're not ugly, bro. Don't put yourself down like that. You're not ugly.
Who who
Um,
who, who say anything about being ugly?
no, it was just a Twitter comment that I made.
Oh,
About somebody else. Uh, fuck, I might as well say some stupid bitch who's going around, body shaming somebody else. It makes no fucking sense to me.
oh wait, are you talking about those two chicks that was in the bathing suit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know what the heck that was about. What was that all
Oh, no, it's just like, okay. So they had this. I remember this. I remember this photo shoot happened like a couple years ago. There was this big girl, and she looked good, and she's not like, okay. Look, I don't want to offend anybody, but she's not Lizzo. All right, I don't find Lizzo attractive at all. But if she wants to show off her body, that's fine. It's not. I don't care.
Who
But
are you talking about that rapper?
yeah,
No,
rapper,
that's
slash
no, no,
singer.
no, that's not fine. It's not fine. But
I mean,
go ahead.
I don't care. You can be offended all you want. I don't care.
No,
But
that's
there,
still not okay. But go ahead.
regardless, there's a girl. I think her name is Ashley Evans or whatever. She's a big girl, but she's a very good looking big girl. Very good looking, right? And she was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And some random bitch, I guess she's supposed to be some journalist or whatever, anti woke journalist or whatever the fuck her name is. She comes in and she's body shaming her, and I look at her face, and I'm like, bitch, are you serious? Are you really serious? Now again, I'm not saying she's ugly either, but the thing is that if you're going to put all that goddamn makeup on and then you're gonna trash somebody else, like, come on, have some self awareness.
Yeah.
I mean, that girl is. I mean, That girl is made up from the floor up, bro. Completely.
Uh, I mean, from the picture that you showed, I mean, they both look good, and you might as well show everybody what you're talking about now that we're talking about it.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Because I mean,
I,
to me,
I, I don't I don't want I don't want to give this too much attention because it's not worth it.
yeah, I know, but since it's something that that you pretty much been through, and it seems like you really have strong feelings about it, so
Oh no,
you might as well share it.
honestly, it really isn't even that. It's like you're just like why is first of all that picture is like several years old, and then she's criticizing her about how she dresses and all the other stuff, and I'm like seriously, someone who wears all that goddamn makeup should not be talking like that.
Uh, I
Okay,
mean, are you
okay.
against girls wearing makeup?
No. In theory, no. Like too much is too much. Too much is too much. But if she wants to do it, that's fine. But what you're going around trashing other people like that? Like, come on, bro. And then you look like that? Come on. Okay, the model's name is Ashley Graham.
Yeah, you didn't show anything yet.
I'm sure right now.
No, okay, okay.
Um,
I mean,
all right.
this looks interesting.
This is her. This is her right here. Okay.
Ashley Graham. Okay.
Yeah. Big girl. You know what I mean? Like nothing. And she has 3 kids. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, she does look like she's on the heavy side.
Yeah, but I don't think. But she's definitely not ugly. At least I don't think she is.
No, it wouldn't be my first choice, but no.
Yeah, no. But it's like you have people who just feel so free to just attack people for no fucking reason.
Well, I don't necessarily think that attacking. Okay, all right. Who's making fun of Ashley? Who's making fun of her?
Let me see if I can find this stupid bitches. Let me see if I can find it. Who she is? Who this fucking stupid bitch is?
You with all this foul language and all this profanity, clearly you have an issue with this.
No,
Clearly you feel like this is wrong.
I just don't like the fact that you have these nasty skanks who sit there and they want to trash other women. Like it's just weird for no reason. For no reason. Like I hate that type of mentality from awful people.
Well, here's the thing. Well, as you look, while you're looking for your
Yeah, let me
photo,
find this
my
one.
issue is that if you are a very very heavy set woman or man for that matter, and then you want to show off, your body, that's not a good representation. It's not.
All right,
Because when somebody who is really heavy set and they don't want to cover up and they want to embrace their body, that's not good for the watching world. It's not.
for the
Because
watching world.
yeah, it's not.
All right, this is her right here. This is her right here.
No, she looks good. I'm sorry, she looks far better than Graham. Who
I I would I wouldn't touch this. No, definitely wouldn't touch this. Look at all this fucking makeup she has on her face. Everything on her is fake.
uh perhaps, but at the end of the day, though, I think majority of the people will still choose her over the heavyset woman. You have
They
to
can
admit
choose her 100 times out of 100. I don't give a shit. This don't be an awful piece of shit. That's all I'm saying.
look, if somebody who is heavy set and they're trying to show off their bodies, look, and if people want to attack them for doing it, I don't necessarily blame them for doing that because that stuff is unhealthy. That's not something that you're supposed to be embracing and try to show off to to the world. No, I don't believe.
You can do that on your own. Do that shit on your own. You want to be Mr. Positive Health and everything like that. You can do that. But why am I going around shitting on her for doing so? If you want to be the product of good health, do that on your own.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But you're basically what you're telling me is that she has every right to trash her for basically trash her for being overweight.
Well, if you're overweight and you're constantly putting on social media how being overweight is a good thing. I'm not saying that's what Graham is doing, but you've seen the trend lately where people who are drastically overweight being in bikinis and saying, "Oh, this is fine," and anybody just be happy, the way you are. No, that's not what you're supposed to be
As
promoting.
a,
You're
as
not
a,
supposed
as
to be
a, as
promoting
opposed
fatness.
as opposed to what we had before, as opposed to what we had before,
What do you
where
mean?
it was a common trend for to be skinny.
Well, being slim is far healthier than being obese, Huvi.
Okay, but you know there's a such thing as anorexia, right?
But nobody's promoting that. People are promoting
That
being
that that
obese.
was, that
That's
was
what
the
they're
trend. That
promoting
was the trend for years in modeling. That was the trend for years in modeling.
by being
Skinny,
well.
yeah, skinny. Okay, let me ask you a question. Why do you think Tyra Banks became so popular?
She was a supermodel.
Yeah, but she wasn't a traditional supermodel. Now she's not fat, but she damn sure wasn't nowhere near as skinny as the model that they were using before.
Mm,
Being curvaceous was something that didn't become mainstream until I want to say, I mean, pretty much that baby got back song.
and you think that started the whole trend?
I think so. I mean, you have women in the past like Marilyn Monroe, who wasn't a stick figure, but obviously she was a busty woman and she was very popular. But like being skinny was still the hot thing, and especially in modeling, especially in Ashley Graham's field. That was the being skinny was the hot thing.
Well, to be fair, um, there's still a huge market for skinny girls anyway.
Yeah, of
There's a lot.
course.
There's a lot of girls, especially if they're in shape, like if they work out and they still have the curviness. I mean, a lot of guys would definitely go after that.
Yeah, that's fine. But my thing is this, right? Like, and this is not just to you or anybody else, and not to this stupid bitch, Samir Khan. The thing is that, like, if a woman's too skinny, then she gets criticized. If she's too big, she gets criticized. If she's too muscular, she gets criticized. Like, what are we like? What are we doing here?
Well, a woman being too muscular is not. There really isn't that much criticism of a woman being too muscular. Now, if
Come on.
she's using steroids and she looks like
But
a
we're not
female,
talking. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a woman who
she's
even,
muscular.
yeah, but even if she is that, if she's comfortable in her body, who gives a shit? Honestly,
No, I mean it's abnormal
okay,
because women not supposed to look like that.
everybody's abnormal.
That's
If
not
you're
true.
if you're comfortable with yourself, that's all that should matter. And for this stupid whore to come around and just attack her for no fucking reason, to me, I just find it to be disgusting. I find
What
it to be disgusting.
what did she say that was so egregious to you?
Oh, you didn't see the tweet, right?
No.
Let me read these tweets. I can't show them here because I don't have my Twitter connected. Let me show you what this stupid bitch said.
Yeah. See, with all the foul language, you
No,
clearly
no,
are upset.
I'm
You're
not.
clearly upset.
I don't like bad. I don't like awful people. I don't like bad people, and I
Mhm.
don't give a shit if I don't give a fuck what's between your legs. If you're an awful person, I'll tell you you're an awful person. And
I
this
mean
stupid
that's.
and that stupid bitch is a bad person.
I mean, look, she criticized one person. If she had a habit of doing it, then I could probably understand your point. But if this is just a one time thing,
Just
it's just
out of nowhere, out of nowhere. All right, first this whore said the fat positivity movement is getting out of hand.
I
Uh,
agree. I agree. I'm sorry. I concur to that with in full. I do.
okay, studies show that poor, stressed out men prefer fat women like Ashley Graham. Wealthier men prefer slender women like Arania
That-
Shank.
that's that's true too. That's true.
I think Ashley looks better. And Irania, she definitely don't look. She's not. Both women are beautiful. Both women are beautiful.
Hmm.
But do you honestly have to call her fat just like that just to be rude? Being like, oh, most men prefer most like first of all she's trashing men who find Ashley attractive for one, and she's also just trashing Ashley as well. And then when everyone called her jealous, which she is, she's like, oh, you are all right. I'm very jealous of Ashley Grant's fat rolls. Why is it that she has to be such a fucking bitch to her? Why? If you just want to say I don't think fat positivity is right for health and image, that's fine. That's fine. We don't have to agree.
But but that's what I've been
No,
saying.
no,
Like,
no, 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 no.
that's not a good thing.
But that's not what she said. That's not just what she said here. That's not what she just said here. If she just left it at that, then that's fine. But she had to put a face on it, and she had to get a bunch of these fucking incel dipshits to go after Ashley Graham for no reason. Because this stupid bitch had to put on 20 pounds of makeup just to look attractive. Fuck that stupid bitch.
This is again, you truly have a huge passion about this. This
No, I
really,
no,
really,
no, I
really
don't.
ruined
I
your
don't.
day.
I don't like awful people. I don't like people who want to be rude for no fucking reason.
Okay, okay. Let's be real. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Is she fat? Yes or no?
She's overweight. She's not fat. I don't think she's fat.
Overweight means
People.
fat.
Okay. Regardless of that, who gives a shit? Who cares?
So you're upset that she told the truth.
No,
That's
no.
no no
I'm
no no no.
upset.
No, wait, wait,
I'm
wait, wait, wait,
upset
wait.
that
Let me say.
that she's
You're,
trashing. No, no. I know what
you're,
you're doing. I'm not
no,
allowing you to
no,
do it. I'm
no,
gonna
no,
shut
no, no,
this
no.
down
No,
right now.
I
No, 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 no,
promise.
no, no. I'm gonna
I
shut this down.
promise.
I'm
I'm
going
not.
to shut this down right now. I am upset because she is trashing Ashley Graham. She didn't have to put her fucking name in anything. She chose a celebrity and she tried to trash her. If I sat here and said that I don't like Christianity, then it is what it is. But if I start attacking you, you would not like that, now would you? If I was like, oh, I don't like Christianity. Look at this guy Steve. Like this is the reason why I don't like Christianity. I put your face on it. You would not like that, now would you?
But she didn't say, "Oh, I don't like
Ah,
fat people." Oh,
listen to
oh,
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
but that's the
She is
example that you're using.
no. The problem is that she's trashing her. I don't give a flying fuck if you like or hate fat people. I don't give a fuck. But you're trashing her as a reason for your agenda. There's no reason to do that. There's no reason to do that. And regardless of whether she's telling the truth or not, that doesn't give anybody the right to attack anybody else. You want to speak the truth or whatever, go ahead. But you don't have to attack people to do it. You don't have to attack individuals to do it.
Um, what I was trying to say earlier, and then we could move on if you like. But what I was trying to say earlier was that you could still say a person, hey, you're overweight. It's just the way you present it, or the way how you are explaining to the person about his or her weight. Now, if you just go up to the person in front of his or her face and say, "Hey, you're fat. You're disgusting looking." Obviously, that's wrong. But if you come to the
No, no,
person and
no,
say, "Hey, yo,
no, 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 no,
you're,"
no, 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 no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. She don't have to do that. I guarantee you, this awful human being would not do that to her face. That's why she has Twitter. That's why she put it on Twitter. She didn't even have she didn't even have the balls to tag her. But she disparaged her name, her image, and everything like that. Why? So she can get these fucking incels some cheers. Well, fuck off, man. That's fucking horseshit. That stupid ugly bitch. She could go fuck herself.
no, you, man,
Straight up, bro.
man, this thing just started and you're already irate. Like, look, at the end of the day, Huvi 186. If you feel like what she said was very harmful or was rude and grotesque, fine, I understand that. But if all she said, "Oh, you're fat," and then she decided to give facts that rich men prefer slender women, and that poor guys, prefer fat women. If what she's saying is actually factual, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's just the way.
Missed
It's
the point,
just the way.
and that's fine. That's fine. You missed the point, but that's fine.
It's
Let me
just
read
the
this
way
comment.
that you present it. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Funny thing, I met up with Johannes and Dubanis, and he agrees with Huvi about that dinner. Fred had no issue with his food and is only mad because his water came late. Hmm.
Wait. What is he talking about?
I think he's talking about I think the Matchbox. When we went to Matchbox.
That stupid restaurant. You talking about the awful service that we had in that dumb restaurant? I'm telling you, I'm never going there again. I'm never going there again, ever.
But he said that you only got mad because of the water. Did you enjoy your food?
It was okay. I thought they were small. I thought it was too small. It felt like I was eating a Happy Meal. But look, I'm never going there again.
Okay. Yeah, that young lady didn't deserve that kind of treatment. Ruben said that she's pretty. I say that I stayed with pictures of her back in '06. I mean 2016. Um she's not very heavy set though. On top of the fact that she's being paid to do this, she takes jobs like just like any other model. There's a and this to you, there's a difference between overweight and obese.
Really? Do you really think there's a significant difference between someone who's overweight and somebody who's obese? Is not that very far. Regardless, the doctor will tell you that you're unhealthy. That's the point.
When you command trolls, you need to watch what you say. Believing a standard is what she should have done. What she did was hate on someone specific. Steve, you get what he's saying?
I do.
And let me ask you a question.
Hmm.
Can you put your point across without hating on somebody?
Of course.
All right, then why didn't this fucking dipshit do that here?
Frankly, okay, I'll be blunt. To me, I don't think what she said, was really that egregious, in my opinion. I don't think it
But
was
here,
really
but
that
here's
awful
the
like
thing.
you're saying it was.
Here's the thing. You're wrong, but it's fine. The fact is that she could have put her point across without using somebody as a target, an individual as a target.
Did Graham posted something prior?
I don't know because
She
those pictures are from like a year. Those pictures are old. They're not new pictures.
But it seems like what you're saying, she just randomly picked somebody and just started talking trash about that person
That
for no
that, that
reason.
is, that's what it
That's
seems
what
like to
happened?
me. That's what it seems like to me.
Are you sure that's exactly what
That's
happened?
what it seems like to me.
She woke up this morning and said, I'm gonna talk trash about you today and how fat you are. That's what happened?
That's what it seems like to me because those pictures are not new.
Hmm.
And I can't explain awful people who put pounds of makeup in their face, but it is what it is. Uh, B Bartholomew, thank you. Good evening. How you doing? How you doing? And Ruben said that you completely missed the point.
Ruben, I think you're talking about the difference between overweight and obese. Look, either way, you're still unhealthy.
It,
That's go ahead.
that's fine, but do you have to put a face on that? Do you have to be? Oh, I'm gonna pick this person as my example as to why this person is overweight and this and that. You think that's okay?
No.
Okay. Oh man. Yeah, I hate bad people. I don't give a shit if it's a man or a woman, so it doesn't matter. So
I, I, I
regardless of that, what you do this weekend?
I pretty much didn't do that much. Let me see. Um, well, pretty much I was trying to get my I was resting and then I was trying to get my internet fixed, my laptop's fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Soul's house. Well, that was on yeah, I think that was on a Sunday. I went to his house. Man, that dude. now I see why it is so hard, to reach that dude. That dude is so hooked up with his games on PC. Whether it's League of Legends, Lost Ark, or what, all these MMO type of games that he likes to play. It is, I could see why it's so hard for him to be reached, because you really have to focus on what you're doing in that game. Like, it's not a game where you could just freaking pause and then go make a sandwich or use the bathroom or something. Like, you need to give that game your full undivided attention, especially when you're playing with other people.
Mhm.
So I mean, but yeah, kudos to him, because that's dedication right there. I couldn't do it, but yeah, that's dedication. But yeah, I think right now it looks like the laptop is still functioning properly. Like, I'm not lagging or anything, right?
No, no, no. Look at quality. Look good.
Okay, so yeah, so so far it looks like I did a good job with that. But yeah, all I really pretty much did was just watch a lot of games. Actually, I watched some football games, and I'm still trying to understand, the World Cup. And speaking of the World Cup, man,
Hmm.
my goodness, at the job, all I see left and right, no matter what suite I go to, no matter what office I go to, somebody has their phone out
Yeah,
watching the World Cup.
yeah. Well, yeah. It concluded um Sunday, and Argentina won on
Hmm.
penalties. And Lionel Messi, who's widely regarded, like it always was a debate between him and Cristiano Ronaldo,
They
who's the
always,
greatest.
they've always said that Messi was the Jordan of soccer. You agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's the best comp to it. But like Cristiano Ronaldo would be like like the LeBron James, right? Like who the greatest, LeBron or Michael? And the same thing happened between those two.
Hmm.
And for the one thing that both men lacked is a World Cup. That's the one thing that's eluded them, right?
Hmm.
And Ronaldo is from Portugal, and you know they're 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 like a mid tier. They're like a
Okay.
mid tier like club when it comes to like power or whatever. Argentina is a legit powerhouse, right?
Okay.
But for years, ever since I think '86 was the last year they won a World Cup. Everyone was like, Lionel Messi needs to win he needs to win a World Cup to solidify his legacy. And that's what he did. And and I mean, props to him. Like I watched the game. That game was nuts. That game was absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So, so
That-
props to Argentina. I was cheering for them anyway. So props to Argentina.
I'm actually surprised that with the popularity soccer have, like, I'm surprised it's not embraced here like it is internationally.
Well, in in most countries, it's the number one sport.
Right?
And it's not that here. It's growing in this country, but
Are
it's
you
not.
sure it's not the way how many people have been watching it? I mean, of course,
No,
it's
no,
anecdotal.
no,
Go ahead.
no. NFL is number one here. If I had to take a wild guess, I would probably say soccer realistically is man. I want to say third.
Third.
Hmm. And I'm talking about like the grand scope of the sport. I'm talking like obviously popularity when it comes to TV rights, but also participation.
Hmm.
And I'm talking about on the grassroots level. Like football is number one easy. Football's number
Absolutely.
one.
Yeah.
Basketball's number two. Honestly, I think soccer can be third. I think baseball is number three, but baseball is fading fast, and I think soccer is gonna catch up to it in like 20 years.
Why so long?
It takes time. Baseball is baseball sport like when it comes to organizationally is the longest running sport in this country when it comes to like professional teams.
But yeah, but I think 20 years is far too long. But quickly, why do you think baseball is fading fast? Is it because I was actually right about the sport?
No, no,
No. Okay.
no. It's not. It had nothing to do with that. To me, I think the problem is that okay. All right. Let me because you say a lot of stupid shit about baseball, but your one constant is that it's boring. Is something that I think does hurt the sport when it comes to younger people. When it comes to younger people, but there's lots of little issues that MLB has a problem with that well, I don't want to. It's gonna take a long time. I don't want to get into it,
Hmm.
but I do think soccer is probably gonna be the third biggest sport in this country. But even still, it's not number one. Like in France, is number one. In Brazil, number one. Argentina, number one. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
it's more popular than soccer over there.
what?
Baseball.
In those other countries that I mentioned,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, baseball is very popular in the Dominican country, like in not Dominican, the Latin countries. Baseball's still very popular, but soccer is still number one in a lot of those countries.
Yeah. That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, so you have that. Let me read some comment. Like Ruben said that I mean health along with beauty comes in many forms. And Ruben said that Soul's a hard guy to find.
Well, yeah. When it comes to health, in most cases, if not all, it will automatically enhance, your beauty by default. Like it's pretty much a byproduct when you, because when you work out a lot, it's automatically going to enhance your beauty, especially if you're on a good cleansing diet. You know what I'm saying?
Are you sure about that?
What
Are you sure about that? You'd make a blanket statement like that?
what am I wrong about?
You tell me every fit girl you've ever met has been pretty.
Having
Every
a
every
yeah,
every every
when you
fit girl you ever met has been pretty.
just about every person that works out constantly, religiously, yeah, they in most cases will always look good.
Dude, I walk past the Planet Fitness today. They ain't all fucking supermodels in there.
That's fine.
Okay. F is in the chat. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, F. I was gonna ask you, F. Is soccer your number one sport or is it basketball? Because I know you like basketball a lot, but I have never known which sport you like the most. Was it soccer or is it basketball or is it football? Let me know
And then Ruben clarified saying I meant like mental, emotional.
as
So
far as what.
as far as health, beauty comes in many forms.
Yeah,
And
that's true. But
I agree with that because like I said, there are women out there who are skinny who I find attractive, and there's some women who are skinny that are not attractive. There are women that I've seen who are muscular that are very attractive. There are women who I've seen who are very muscular who I don't find attractive,
uh,
and and so on and so on and so on and so forth. And trust me, like, and I get what you're saying. If you work out, you're likely going to be healthy. Absolutely.
that's what I'm trying to say, and it automatically will enhance your beauty by default.
I I don't know, man. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know?
It'll make you feel better about yourself, but frankly, ugly's ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
Trust me, I know.
in most cases, especially if you were a person that was overweight, you lose weight, you gain muscle. It's automatically going to enhance your beauty. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to females, when they work their lower bodies and whatnot, yeah, they are going to look good.
Okay.
They are going to look good in most cases, because even for you, there's been many times that you, including myself, over the years, and Jabanis, I see Jabanis is in the chat right now. Even Jabanis, he has been. There's times that he have said, "Oh, I don't really find her attractive, but she has a great body, though." You've said that. I've said that, and I'm pretty sure every guy have said that, and I'm pretty sure women have said that about men. Well, you don't have a nice looking face, but wow, he works out or she works out. His body looks good, and when it comes to your physique, that will always be an enhancement. You're going to look good, at least for the very least, body wise. You're going to look good if you work out and if you do it right. So I don't know how I'm wrong about that, but go ahead, go ahead.
I've said that football is my number one sport.
Oh, okay, okay. That's pretty cool.
Right. Joe said that that's not science, Steve. You can be fit and ugly. And he said, "What science class taught you some bullshit?"
Yeah, he knows he's only saying that just so he could talk trash in this chat. So you're pretty much what you're saying on Huvi 186. What you're saying is that when you work out, it does not enhance your attractiveness whatsoever.
It depends on it depends on the person. It depends on the person. And look, I get what you're saying. I
No, you
get what
don't. No, you don't. No,
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 I
no,
get what you're saying
no, you don't. No, you don't.
but I get what you're saying because, like you said, I know guys who are not who I feel like, oh, these guys are not good looking, but because they have confidence and because they can talk their way into, I mean, I don't want to say it like that, but they can talk themselves into getting women's numbers and stuff like that. I mean, you don't need to work out like 20 times a day. Like, to me, it's about what you bring to the table, and most women like confidence. Even if they, you're not a gym rat or anything like that. Most women, I think, I would assume, like confidence. I mean, I know you've heard that before.
Of course. When you work out and you look good and you lost weight, yeah, that's automatically going to build up
All right, but I'm talking
esteem and
I'm talking
confidence.
about
Of course.
okay, that's fine. But I'm talking about average dudes. I've seen average dudes who don't do none of that stuff, but they can get a number.
That's true too. That's true.
Yeah, like it's not like I think what Joe's saying is that it's not if you're fit, you're automatically gonna get men. Like that's not how that
No,
works.
I didn't say that either. What I'm saying is that when you work out, your physical appearance when it comes to attractiveness is automatically going to increase. It's not going to decrease. That's not what's going to happen. You see it in your face. You see, women, they lose their double chin. You see guys, they lose that gut. It's automatically going to build up your attractiveness. It's a byproduct. That's what's just going to happen by default.
All right. I think traditional means their physical appearance, not their facial features. Uh, you know, Joe said that I've seen a lot of chubby, cute chicks. Yeah,
No,
I have too.
but that's not what I'm saying. I didn't say that if you're thick or if you're chubby that you're not going to look good. All I said is when you work out and you work out constantly and you eat right and you gain a lot of muscle, it's going to enhance your beauty. That's all I said. Now, if you find a person still unattractive, that's fine. But you cannot sit here and say, "Well, oh, this person's body doesn't look good." No,
All right. I've said that number one for me, especially with the World Cup every 4 years. Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we start the podcast?
I mean, I guess you could. I guess we could talk about the NFL.
I mean, we don't have to talk. We could talk about. I mean, what you want to talk about the worst play? Um, you
Do
want
you
to talk
have?
about
Do
the worst
you
play?
have? Do you have that? Please tell me.
I
Please
don't
tell
think
me
we can play it. I don't think we can play it.
you can't play that one little small clip. You can't.
I don't think so.
Oh man, you got to be kidding me, bro. You got to be kidding me, man. That was just unbelievable. That was just unbelievable. I
It,
couldn't
it,
believe
it, it's the dumbest play I've ever seen in my life. And the one thing that I'm noticing is that nobody had the guts to call out the person who's responsible for all of this. That's Bill Belichick. No, I'm not saying fire the guy.
it.
But
Oh
what do
come
you?
on,
No,
you taking?
I'm not saying fire the guy. But as the head coach? What are you doing? Doing a lateral when it's tied 24-24. You can play for overtime. You've already shown that you can score on this team. What the fuck are you doing? If I'm a Patriots fan, I would be livid. And full disclosure,
Mm-hmm.
last week after the Dolphins lost to the Chargers, bro, the amount of anger I had in me that
Yeah, you were pissed off.
I was not happy. It ruined my entire mood. If I'm a Patriots fan, I feel that way today because your coaching staff did not give your team a chance to win.
Yeah, yeah. But I think they were trying to pull off that whole lateral stuff. Do you remember? I think it was a couple
The
years
one with the
ago
Dolphins.
when the when the Dolphins did that to them.
Yeah, but here's the difference.
All right.
We needed a touchdown to win the game. I think we were down like
Oh, I
5.
think. Oh, I think
Yeah,
you're right. I think you're right.
they
Yes.
were tied at 24. If one thing, if you had time left on the clock and you wanted to get closer to get like a field goal, I would understand to an extent. But you're tied at 24. What are you doing a lateral for?
Yeah.
You're in your own half of the field. What's the point of doing a lateral?
That's
It's the,
funny.
it's the dumbest play I've ever seen. And that's saying something. 'Cause I've been watching Dolphins football for 20 years.
Yeah.
And I've seen the Jets play football too. And that's the dumbest play I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And nobody's blaming Bill Belichick.
No. Nobody's blaming. No. Nobody's blaming him.
Horseshit, man.
Yeah. But I think before we continue, I do believe that the Jets season is pretty much over. I think our season is pretty much over. We need that last game, especially. I was Here's the thing. I was mad at the Dolphins not once. I was pissed off because you guys lost against Chargers, which pissed me off.
Yeah. Trust me,
That
this is how I felt.
I was ticked off. Was ticked off. So you guys, lost against them, and I mean, look, shout out to Herbert, like that dude. He's a phenomenal player. I really love watching these quarterbacks play. But and then obviously you guys won against Wait, hold on, no, you guys lost again, didn't you?
Yeah, we lost to Buffalo.
Yeah, you lost to Buffalo. And
And let me say this about the game. I think if we had beat San Diego, I would not have had a problem losing to Buffalo. If we had beaten San Diego.
are you serious?
Yeah.
But you saw how close that game was.
Yeah. Yeah. But the thing is that that's the reason why the San Diego loss pissed me off the most is because that was the game that I felt that was the most winnable. And I thought that the Dolphins, by and large, and especially the receiver, because listen, Tua stunk that game. Tua stunk.
Oh
But
my god, dude, that dude was playing awful.
his receiver did not help them. Their receivers got punked in that game by the Chargers. They got punked, and I was pissed off about that. I thought by and large we played well. The problem is that when you're playing another great team, they're gonna make. What were you looking at? What are you doing?
Um, I think we need to. I'm looking for Gasecki.
Ah,
I'm
ah,
I,
is that what you're doing?
I,
You know what's funny? I'm thinking there's like a rat somewhere in your room, and you're looking.
has anybody been seen Gasecki lately? Haven't no? I haven't seen him. I think don't you need to call the police and ask for a search party?
Well,
What
listen,
in the world happened to that dude, bro?
let me tell you something, bro. Like I said before, I like this coaching staff. I do.
Okay.
But the one thing that they shit the bed on is Mike Gesicki.
Yes.
I think the problem is that he's not a good blocker. So if you're not a good blocker, you're not going to play as many snaps. My thing is that look, when you had a chance to run the ball, you didn't do that. You passed the ball.
a
So
lot.
so I figured use somebody who can catch the fucking ball, and that's what Mike Gesicki can do. Right now, again, I'm not gonna say it's a reason why we lost. Like we lost because Buffalo played well. Well, we should have beaten them, but it is what it is. Just like I guarantee you, they felt like they should have beaten us earlier this year.
Hmm.
It's 1-1. It is what it is, man. You need two good teams going back and forth. I can't hate on it. I can't hate on it. But I'll tell you this much: we better fucking beat Green Bay this week. I swear to God, we better beat Green Bay this week.
Oh man, now I think you guys will be fine. Green Bay is just a complete abysmal right now.
I mean,
And in my opinion, I don't even think Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers is just done. He's over it. He's over it.
yeah.
Especially the time I think it was against the Bears where he pretty much waved to everybody, waved to the fans. That I think that dude has mentally cashed out. I think he's done.
He
I
just
think.
got sacked right now.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, but they're up 10-6 though. So
Oh, okay, they're up 10. I should probably turn on the game.
yeah, but regarding the Jets game, I will say this, and I don't like giving the Jets credit. I don't like giving you guys credit, but your defense is legit. I don't think you should give up on Zach Wilson. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Are you only saying that just to say it
Saying what?
that our defense is legit?
No, they are. They are legit because that Detroit Lions offense is good. It's really good. That offense is really good.
Yeah, they
Like
definitely got better. They definitely picked up. Yes.
yeah, and you gotta give Dan Campbell credit, man. Like that dude's done some good work up there. You know what I mean? It just like it just you guys are pretty much just a quarterback and a running game short of being a really good team.
Well, yeah. I mean, once Hall was out for the rest of the season, I knew our running game was going to get compromised.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had a couple, one or two here there, but yeah, I knew it was going to get compromised, man.
yeah,
Unfortunate.
yeah. Did anything else happen interesting? I was out all day Saturday. Um,
Hmm.
so I didn't see the Vikings Colts game.
No, I didn't see that one either. That I missed that one. And gosh, man, I wish I saw it because everybody was just constantly talking about that game over and over. And I cannot believe weren't they up by what? I think it was what 30?
33 points.
33 points.
Yeah.
Oh man, how in the world could the Colts let that happen? Like
You,
like
you
how?
know, I don't know. Maybe hiring a ESPN guy as your head coach might have done it. But
I think that was it. I think that was yeah. You
yeah,
definitely.
yeah. All right. So let me read some comments and then I'll let you get to your. I want to hear your thoughts on Henry Cavill and then we could move on with the podcast proper. All right.
Mhm.
Mr. More Uno. I don't know who you are, sir, but thank you for joining us. He said beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
You
And
agree to that?
Joe, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And Joe said that all of this is subjective. But yeah, absolutely, bro. Like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Trust me. Trust me. Like that's true. And Bartholomew said that I find it attractive when I see a man working out, but I may not find him attractive per se. So she liked the activity of men working out, but if he had the face of a fucking I
Flavor
can't say
Flav?
of yeah. I mean, you don't have to say it. Shout out to Flavor Flav, man. You ain't gotta do that to my guy like that. If Homeboy had the face of a Ninja Turtle, then yeah, yeah, you don't have to. You may not find him attractive, but you don't dog my boy Flavor Flav about that, man.
You didn't know you don't care about that dude whatsoever.
No. Anyways, well, okay.
You don't care about that dude and there was one last thing I needed. There was one final thing I needed to do before we moved on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, and frankly, I think Tom Brady is done. I just want to get that out the way. I think Tom Brady is done.
I watched that game.
Uh,
Um,
oh,
no,
tell me. Go ahead.
no, they're not. No, they're not done because they're in the worst division in football. They're still in first place. They're going to make the playoffs.
Man.
But I'm glad. I'm glad whoever they play, whoever they're facing, better smoke that team. Put that stupid team out of the misery.
Yeah, and I hope Tom Brady just retires because I don't want to see somebody who accomplished so much comes in again the following year and then just looks a complete mess. I mean, a freaking abysmal right now. He's looking like how Peyton Manning was looking like. I think not his last year, the year before his last year.
Oh, it was last year. Last year.
Yeah, well, yeah, his last year too. He didn't play good.
No, but
He didn't.
the year before, I think he won MVP. I think he won MVP. The problem is that he had the neck injury, and that pretty much sapped him of all his strength.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
But yeah, shout out to Peyton Manning, man. Yeah, that everybody loves that dude. But before we continue, there was one thing I needed to play real quick.
mm-hmm.
I had to play this real quick, and I had no choice, man. I had no choice. I had to play this real quickly, and you know what? Let me just play it before I say anything. Let me just play this clip real quick. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm throwing the ball, throwing. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me put the volume up. Here we go. Throwing the ball, and he did a phenomenal job. I think it's one game, but I think he did a phenomenal job, and I think the only reason why he was one of the last pick in the draft is just unfortunate that he's just at a garbage. He went to a garbage school. Like nobody cared. What is it? I think it was it Iowa State. Is it?
Steve, I don't want to talk about some guy named Purdy for a couple minutes.
Okay. You heard that, everybody. For those of you who like watching sports, okay, I was trying to give this dude credit. This guy, Huvi 186 over here, said, and I quote, I don't want to talk about a guy named Purdy.
Yeah, I still don't, and I still
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. He says, oh, I don't want to talk about a guy named Purdy. One, he beat your team, and two, this dude is winning. He's winning. I think the reason why that you don't want to talk about him or give him the recognition that he deserves is because not only because he beat your team, but I think you just hate on the guy in general. I think you're just hating on the guy because you have absolutely no reason why you don't want to give this guy the recognition that he deserves. So the only reason why I played that clip, I didn't want to play the whole thing. I just wanted to make a point. I think you owe him an apology. You owe that dude an apology. This dude has been playing great, and frankly, for somebody who's a big football fan, I would have thought that you would have admired for the simple fact that
I'm a
he is
Dolphins fan, not a football fan.
that he's a third strings quarterback and he's playing like this. That should obviously grab any football fan's attention.
I'm a Dolphins fan, not a football fan.
So I
And
think you owe him. I think you owe him an apology. You need to give him the recognition that he deserves, Huvi.
no, he's done well in his role. Like, props to him. The team that team is really good without a prime time quarterback, and that includes Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think Garoppolo is that good of a quarterback either.
Why are you hitting on Jimmy Garoppolo for?
He's not that good. He's a byproduct of the system, and he had tons of great weapons around him.
So when he was in New England, you think that the same thing was happening there?
I mean, he got the job because he played well when Tom Brady got hurt.
Okay, but why do you think Bill Belichick wanted to keep him so bad if he's not that good?
All right, because he didn't want to play with Tom Brady. He didn't want Tom Brady no more. That's it. He wanted a guy in his system, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo. And Jimmy Garoppolo, he's fine, but he ain't nothing special. He's
Hmm.
not special. And Purdy, shout out to him. But like, I'm not gonna.
Thank
What am
you.
I?
That's all you need to do. Give him the credit that he deserves instead of talking trash just because he was a third string quarterback.
We know what makes that team special, and that's their defense. That defense is special. All right, you want to talk about Henry Cavill before we move on?
Yeah, let's real quick.
I just want to know what your thoughts are on this whole situation. Because, like I said, you saw Black Adam,
Yeah.
um, and and it was already announced that they canceled the next Wonder Woman movie.
Hmm.
Obviously the whole thing they're gonna reboot Superman. So why do we have Flash, and why are we still getting Aquaman too?
Well, see
Go ahead.
that was the thing that really ticked me off as a whole because if James Gunn said that he wants to have a clean slate, he wants to go into a different direction, why are you keeping everybody else? It doesn't really. How does it link? How does it even come together? If you want to have a clean slate, how come you want a new Superman, but you're keeping the same Flash and you keeping the same Aquaman? Tell me how does that work together? You want a completely clean slate, but yet one of the best Superman actors of all time, with the exception of Christopher Reeve, but with the exception of Christopher Reeve, you have him. He was informed that he was going to play as Superman again, and you decided not to use him anymore. So what was the cameo for? Why announce bringing him back? All of this just continues to show that DC have absolutely no idea what they're doing, with their assets. They don't know what to do anymore. We've seen from the very beginning how they tried to catch up with Marvel. That was a mistake. They should have just taken their time because they have the characters in their arsenal to make good movies. They have them. You know what I'm saying? Like they have, great characters, and yet they try to catch up with Marvel, and that compromised the quality of their movies. And you saw how when they want to make it right, like with Wonder Woman, with Shazam, with Aquaman, you could really see that it works. It works. But now with Superman, with Henry Cavill no longer being Superman anymore, that's a whole disservice to your whole entire fan base.
Let me.
Dude, when I was watching the Black Adam movie,
Mhm.
and near the end, people were shouting and screaming when they saw Henry Cavill at the end of the movie. People went nuts. I went nuts. So don't sit here and tell me that James Gunn didn't know about this. Like he knew that people were excited that Henry Cavill was coming back as Superman. And now that you say that you no longer want him there, but yet you keep a couple of you want to keep some. You want to keep some of the actors. You literally just slapped the whole entire fan base in the face. That's what you pretty much did. It pissed me off, and now we have petitions out there.
This chat is getting crazy. Go ahead.
Now you have petitions out there saying, "Oh, we don't want you anymore. We're not supporting your future projects or your future movies." Now I'm not signing it because look, I still at the end of the day want DC to succeed. I really want DC to succeed. But if you are going to do this, listen, I don't think at this point people are just no longer going to support your stuff anymore. You already lost a huge chunk of the fan base when they gave that average Superman Batman movie that came out. A lot of people just took off and said they're just going to stick with event with Marvel. That's what they did. You're just going to alienate more of your fan base by not having Henry Cavill as Superman. Like all you're doing is just burying your product deep, deep underground. But what's up with this chat? What are you talking about?
Okay. Let me read. I'll read all the comments, but let me read this comment from Joe. He said, "Why is this a problem when Superman has always been a rotating cast? Also, the cameo was per The Rock's request." And I think that's the problem right there. per The Rock's request. Cause I don't know if I told you this. I don't know if I did this on the podcast, but here's what I think The Rock tried to do. Right, The Rock. First of all, he was against being in the. He was against being in the. I think the Shazam sequel. Right, because he wanted Black Adam to have his own movie.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not a comic book guy. You know this. Joe knows this. But truth be told, who gives a flying fuck about Black Adam? He's a mid tier superhero. Let's be real, he is. But because he was playing Black Adam, he wanted Black Adam to be among the Batmans and Supermans and Wonder Womans. That's exactly why he took that role, and that's exactly why he wanted Henry Cavill to be part of it. Instead of being in the Shazam sequel, which was very good. Shazam is a very good movie.
It was excellent. That's an excellent movie. Yeah.
Yeah, but he wanted to have his own spotlight. That's what he wanted. He wanted his own spotlight. And if that's the case, then you have to be like, Rock, no, we're going in a different direction with Superman. You could at least told him that. But now because you let him run with the whole idea of bringing Henry Cavill back, all the fans' expectations have been heightened. And then James comes in, James Gunn comes in. He's like he pours he sprays the fire extinguisher on it, and people are pissed off. Of course they're pissed off. Because you set them up for great expectations, and then you're like, oh no, fuck it, you're not getting what you want. Fuck it, we're gonna get a new Superman. DC set themselves up for. DC is the reason why all this is happening.
Yeah, they're setting themselves up to failure again.
Yeah.
Again, like you go ahead.
Look, I don't care either way. I don't care. But you can't do what you did at the end of Black Adam, and then when you decide to reverse course, everyone be okay with it. You can't do that. You can't tease them and then screw them over at the end. They're not going to be happy about that.
You didn't think Henry Cavill made a really good Superman?
No, he was a great Superman. He was a great Superman. At least Man of Steel was a very good movie.
I love Man of Steel.
And I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but Man of Steel is a great movie. But what the problem is that because of DC's incompetence, they decided, instead of building on the Superman character and making a sequel, they decided to chase Marvel with the cinematic universe, and it failed. It failed. And then now everything's now out of whack. You have movies with characters who are part of that previous universe that you're destroying, and those movies are still going on. Then you have this new Batman movie, which I heard is a good movie, right? It's just long.
Yeah, it's a very good movie. I loved it. Yeah,
I'll watch it eventually. But and then you got all these superheroes. You have all these superhero stuff going on, and you have all this stuff, which is not all bad. But if it's going to be separate, make it separate. If it's going to be together, make it together. But if you're going to cancel Wonder Woman 3 because 2 wasn't good, right? If you're just going to cancel Wonder Woman 3, then what's the point of having a Aquaman? What's the point of having a Flashpoint? I think that's what the next Flash movie is going to be, right? Flashpoint.
Yeah, but here's the thing that I wanted to add to that. You have to remember when they made that Justice League movie. Well, I mean, Batman and Superman. Obviously, you had Henry, and you had Gal Gadot, there, and what have you, Ben Affleck, and they continued along with the story with Justice League. All the same actors were there. Explain to me, Mr. Dunn, how is it that you're going to keep some of the actors, but you get rid of everybody else? How in the world can you play that together? How does that even work? It doesn't make any sense. Like you have to get rid of everybody if that's the case. You have to cut ties with every single actor that was there previously in order for this to work.
I mean,
Otherwise,
they can kind of do whatever they want, but it's like to me, it just shows such a lack of consistency.
and this whole thing, and it's funny that you mentioned how they was trying to catch up with with Marvel.
Hmm.
How is it that you had a cheat sheet and yet you still couldn't succeed despite the fact having the cheat sheet? You saw how Marvel was so successful. They started, with the with the Iron Man, with the Hulk. They all had their original movies to begin with.
Yeah.
They all had their original movies to begin with. Why couldn't you just start that with your characters, DC? Oh, no, no, no. We have to catch up. So instead, you decided to have two of the most iconic characters, superhero characters of all time, douching out against each other, and that movie failed. Average at best.
The problem is that you have Man of Steel, which was a one time movie, and around the same time they had the Dark Knight movies that were a completely separate movie, separate universes. But if you're going to if they, then they decide to pivot into the Marvel stuff, to the universe stuff, and it's like you're not gonna give Ben Affleck an opportunity to flesh out his Batman. You know what I'm saying? Who is the second most important? Like either he's number one or number two when it comes to DC universe.
Well,
That
he's number one. Batman, like
I, I,
without.
I I'm talking about like as far as like importance. Like he's either one or two, right? You don't give Ben Affleck an opportunity to flesh out his Batman. Like you just throw him into it where he's ironically enough he's in the movie when Superman and Zod are fighting each other. He's ironically enough in the city when it happens. That's your jumping off point to do Batman versus Superman. Like to me that's lazy. To
Oh,
me
my
that's
favorite.
lazy.
I'm actually glad you used that word. Yeah,
No,
that is.
it is lazy. It is lazy. There's lots of things lazy about that fucking movie, but we'll be here for too long.
Okay.
To me, like they wanted to chase what Marvel did, but without doing the grunt work that they did to get there.
Yeah. How the hell you have the cheat sheet, but yet you didn't even utilize it correctly? That's an
And
embarrassment.
and the thing is that around that time, again, I don't know all of DC's workings or whatnot, but Marvel's like fucking begging Sony to use Spider Man. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to jump through hoops to try to get X-Men and the Fantastic Four. You guys don't have to do that. All your main heroes are under the same umbrella.
Yes,
So
correct.
if you wanted to do the DC universe thing, then you had your opportunity. It's right there, but they fucked it up. They completely fucked it up. All right, you have anything else to say before I go
No,
to
no, yeah, you could go to comments.
okay. All right, so Ruben said, well, first off, Bartholomew shouted out Blair Underwood. Who's Blair Underwood? He sounds like a guy. He sound like a guy from one of those Tyler Perry movies. Let me look him up. Let me look him up real quick.
I mean,
Yep. I've seen him in Tyler Perry movies. I mean that's your type, Bartholomew. Then shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right, so moving on. Ruben said that this shows a lack of direction. The tease, well, I guess Black Adam and Superman end scene, and then let him go. Yeah, I agree. It shows a lack. It shows a lack of direction.
yeah. Once
This
again,
will make me laugh.
it's a disservice to the fan base. But
Yeah,
go ahead, go ahead.
I mean, for Rudolph, shout out to Rudolph. For him to actually do this in this chat shows you how much he cares. Like, who cares I want my Witcher back, and Joe agrees with him.
All right. First off, Joe said that why is it a problem when Superman has always been a rotating cast? Like the whole DC, it wasn't finished. Like, come on, man, don't ask a silly question like that. Like, it wasn't finished. You saw, we've seen firsthand what happens when you just constantly use different casts all the time. Obviously, it's either going to be a reboot or they're gonna have to start all over again with the story. We've seen this happen in the past.
Right.
We've seen this happen. Like, I don't want this to happen with Superman when you already have the perfect guy for the role. So
Right.
anyway,
So
and
Joe
then and,
said,
and this whole thing about you saying, oh, I want the Witcher, I want the Witcher back, Rudolphi. I don't care what I don't care. I don't care about that. Everybody knows one of the most iconic heroes of all time is Superman. He freaking destroys when you want to compare that to the Witcher. Everybody cares more about Superman than the Witcher. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay, and then Joe said, and that's the problem with DC fanboys. Gunn is good. He hasn't even done one thing yet. He's the worst thing to happen to DC. Get the fuck out of here.
So yeah, so what you're pretty much saying, Jabon, is with this happening right now, and you pretty much don't care that Henry Cavill got screwed over. That's what you're pretty much saying. You don't care that he got screwed over. You don't care that fans got screwed over. Oh yeah, let's give him a chance. So all this stuff that's been happening with DC so far, what are we should just supposed to just take it? That's what you're saying. We should just supposed to just take it. No, get the hell out of here, man. That's a bunch of garbage, and you know it. You know for a fact that he has a huge fan base. Of course, by nature, people are going to get pissed off about that. When you have a character that that you admire, that you are a fan of, whether if it's in movies or video games, when there's a huge change, people will get pissed off about that. I mean, it is what it is. Go ahead.
All right. There's a couple comments here. I think Ruben and Joe's talking to each other. And then he addressed me saying that I hate Superman, but I fuck with Cavill. I'm a fan of Henry Cavill. I'm a fan of him too, and I think he plays Superman very well. He's very good. He was a very good Superman.
Yeah,
Um,
and yeah, he's right. That's one of the main reasons why I like him so much. They was messing with the lore, and they weren't using the
well,
the
I think they're referring to Witcher in that case.
yeah. He's the type of guy that likes to use the source material,
Mhm.
and you want people like that to play as your hero when they care about the source material.
The director's cut of Dawn of Justice made it worth it. Um, dude, I don't know if a cut can make that movie any better. I heard it from most people. I heard it said better, but I don't know, man. Like I've seen segments of it. I just don't like what they did in general with that movie. The whole concept of what they did, I think I just wanted to be dumb because you got a bunch of guys who are not established, and we're not gonna sit there and pretend that Cyborg is like a mainstream character. Like obviously Wonder Woman, and you know how much I hate Flash as a character in that movie, fucking terrible.
Okay, yeah.
But I don't know. I just think that they did such a dog shit job trying to mimic what they did with the Avengers and doing it poorly. I just think they did it poorly. But yeah. Joe said that you just proved my point. DC fanboys going ape shit uh because they don't like something.
If this was at the end of the series, if you will, similar like how Marvel changed the Captain America character. They killed off Iron Man. So they explained what happened and why we don't see Tony Stark anymore, or why we don't see what's his name, Steve what's his name,
Steve
crap, the
Rogers.
guy Steve Rogers, yeah. See, they did that perfectly. There's a reason why you don't see those actors anymore. Here in DC, they just pretty much said we're keeping half of you and we're going to get rid of the other half with no explanation whatsoever. Why he came at the end of Black Adam, Jabanis. All this is going to do is just cause confusion to the entire fan base. That's all it's going to do. The only way for you to make this thing clean is to get rid of everybody. Not keep some of the people and then you get rid of the others, especially one of the best ones that you actually have.
Hmm. All right. Well, on that note, um, yeah, I have a Nintendo Switch. Everybody. Um,
Which is we have, I think hell actually have AC now. But go ahead.
yeah, it froze over. I know the floor has been cold. Okay. He Joe said that there's no series in DC universe is distorted, disjointed, and broke. They tried. They tried to do an MCU and shot themselves. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They did. Yeah, they did. They did. But
That okay, but you still saw that they were still a continuation, with the story, because even with the because the Shazam movie, the Wonder Woman movie, the Aquaman movie, they were all still canon. They're all still a part of the main DC universe. Now, the Batman movie, obviously, it was not, and I don't think the Joker movie is not either. But as far as everything else, they're pretty much tied up all together. So it doesn't make sense at that point for you to get rid of certain characters and then you keep the others. The way the Marvel did it was they set it up perfectly.
okay, so yeah, I have a Nintendo Switch. I'm gonna do a video on it. I should have done it today, but I got caught up with some stuff that I tried to do. Couldn't get it done in time. So and at the time we had to do the podcast. But yes, I do own a Nintendo Switch. Now I bought this on Saturday, right? Our friend Ryan Meadows, he told me he had a Nintendo Switch that he was gonna sell, and I told him, oh, I'll buy it from you when I need it. And I didn't want to get to the point where he couldn't get value back on the console, on the handheld console, whatever the fuck you want to call it. No, I wish Homeboy would have given me a bit of a discount, but it is what it is. I know he.
Well, how much he gave you? I mean, how much you had to pay for it?
No, I paid what I pretty much paid 380.
Was the console? Are they
Yeah,
380 right now?
yeah. If you buy the OLED right now, you'll get it's 380.
No,
I
okay,
was
so
I was hoping he would give me a Homeboy discount, but it is what it is. It is
yeah,
what
and the same guy still didn't give me his protein his
it is.
protein shake. The same guy, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and look, and if you're watching, Randy, if you're watching, I'm still going to hold that against you because you still ask me for favors, and yet you still won't give me that protein powder, despite the fact that you're not even using it anymore. You rather have that thing expired instead of giving it to me. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I bought it from him, and I got it set up. The setting up for it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It has a lot of pieces to it, lots of pieces. But you have to be a dummy not to understand what's going on, right? So right now, I can tell. I'll give you the positives. Let me give you some positive first. Now, before I get to the positive, let me read this from Joe. Joe said that the point of the Flash movie is to be a flashpoint. Flashpoint, like all the crisis, is to reset the universal Cavill and no one that wanted to
And,
bounce
and
back.
I think you try to say anyone.
Yeah, had an exit. Yeah, yeah, but here's the thing, right? Because I remember Flashpoint being a big deal in the comic book community, right? I feel like that's an excuse. That's lazy, and let me explain why. Just because you have Flashpoint, right? That doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that other stuff just disappears. you could do like something alternate, and I mean I don't know how Flashpoint ends. I don't know how it ends, but to me that's lazy. And because that should because if that's the case, then you would that would have been the movie that come out now. And I get it. Ezra Miller has been out wilding out. Me personally, I think they should have just replaced him anyway. But they're still making Aquaman, right? They already did the Black Adam movie. Like you still set those people up for failure. You still did.
Yes,
So to
I
me, to
agree.
me, so to me, like, yeah, I mean, look, and Flashpoint, the movie's probably not going to be good anyway. So
Wait, how'd you figure that?
because Ezra Miller's still in there, right?
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah, so
gosh,
it's not,
that's
it's not,
that's
it's
that's
not,
funny.
it's not going to be good. All right, so speaking of the Switch, right? Let me give you some things I like about it. Let me give you some things I don't like about it. Now, in handheld mode, the controller feels fine. Like it don't feel uncomfortable. It is wide, but it don't feel uncomfortable. Right? I do like the interface. I do like the interface of it. Like it looks sleek. It's a little slow, but that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. What else do I like about it? I like the fact that it's small. You know what I mean? I do like the fact that it's small because I have the Series S is small. The Series S is small, but my two PlayStations are huge,
Hmm.
especially the fucking PS5. I think the fucking tower next to it.
Yeah.
But thankfully, because the Switch is so small, I found the perfect place to put it.
You know,
So
you should take you. I actually would like to see a whole entire setup. You think you could take a picture of it soon, put it on Twitter
yeah,
or
yeah,
on
yeah,
here or whatever?
yeah. I'll put it on there. I'll put it on there.
Okay.
So I like the design of it. It is sleek. Um, what else do I like about it? Um, like I said, it wasn't that hard to put together, and there definitely are going to be a lot of games that I'm going to be playing on this. Like
Oh, really?
mhm.
What are the games?
Well, obviously I have Tetris 99 right now. I have the Super Nintendo online Switch thing that I downloaded. Obviously I'm gonna be playing. I'm gonna buy Smash.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Breath of the Wild. Uh,
Wow. Wow. Okay.
yeah,
That
yeah, 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 yeah.
double wow.
I'm
Okay.
the
You're
Kirby
gonna get.
game.
Okay. I was gonna mention Derby.
Yeah,
Mario Kart.
Kirby. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely Mario Kart. Yeah, that actually that's gonna be the first game I buy on. The first official game I buy is Mario Kart.
Okay.
And there's definitely other games too that I'm gonna buy on it. I have a free trial right now, so once the free trial is over, I'm probably gonna stick with the regular tier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which is I think you get the Super Nintendo, uh, Nintendo, and no, not N64. Yeah, I think you just get Super Nintendo and Nintendo and stuff like that stuff as
Mm-hmm.
like the 20. I think it's the $20 tier.
Yeah.
So I'll stick with that for now, and at one point then I'll upgrade when it eventually. The eShop looks nice. I like the way the eShop is designed. It is slow, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not like it's a nice little machine aesthetically. But let me tell you what I don't like.
Here you go.
These Joy Cons are fucking garbage. I hate these fucking Joy Cons. The
Uh,
moment I'm gonna be buying a pro controller with the quickness.
okay.
The first thing when I'm buying the game and I'm buying a pro controller, these Joy Cons are awful, awful,
Are you for real, bro? Are you? Are you?
absolutely. And
Uh,
also the thing with the and I'll tell you about this right if you want, let's say if I wanted to connect the Switch to the TV, right? And
mm-hmm.
I had these controller. I had this I don't know what you call it, but this thing where you slide the Joy Cons in it and then it turns into a controller. that setup is garbage also.
Wait,
Because
wait, wait,
in
wait. Say that again.
the I don't know, I guess you call it the controller grips when you put it when you put the system on the deck
Yeah.
on the dock, excuse me, on the dock, and then you take the Joy Cons and you slide them into the whole controller grip thingy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I have to press both power buttons to have each one of them on.
I already
Shouldn't
explained
it?
that to you.
No, well, okay, Steve. I'm connecting both of them to the. I can't. I'm not just sliding one in there. I have to put both of them in there.
Yeah,
All right. So if they're in there together, they both should be powered on at the same time.
but again, you could still use them separately though.
Okay, but
It's like there's two separate controllers.
if I'm putting them in the into this controller what do you call it, the controller, I don't even know what you call it, the controller grips, then they're together. They should be together because I'm not putting them in there. I'm not only putting one in there. I have to put both of them to use them.
All right. Just in case if you guys don't know what he's talking about, this is what Huvi's talking about here.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
All right. So as you all could see, can you see this?
Yeah.
Oh, so as you all can see, there's one control on the left, one control on the right. With these Joy Cons, you could I could take one here, and Huvi could take this one, even though it's really one controller. We could separate these controllers and we could do multiplayer with this one controller. So I could take this controller here, Huvi could take this controller here, and we could do two players co-op with with this one controller.
Let me ask you a
His,
question.
his problem is that you have to power both, but what he doesn't realize is that these can act as two separate controllers. That's the thing, Hoovy. So that's why you have to power both. That's why you have to power both.
When when I put those Joy Cons onto the controller grip, right? They should be one controller.
When you put it on the controller, I mean, I can understand your point if when it's on the Switch, but the controller grip, I don't think it powers both controllers at the same time. All it is just the holder. That's all it is. With the Switch, you don't have to do that.
It should be.
That's why when you put both controllers, this one and this one, on the Switch, you don't have to power both.
Okay, but when I put it onto the controller grip, it should power both.
No, the controller grip is just a holder. That's all it is. There's no power in the grip, whatever you call it.
It should
There's
be.
no power in it.
It should be.
Why?
Because this is the default. This is technically the default controller when you're putting it on the dock.
No, it's a default controller when you put it on the Switch. Get it right. On the
But
Switch.
if I'm using it for the TV, this is the default controller. Yes or no?
Yes, when it's
Yeah, when it's on the TV, and this is where I'm going to be doing most of my gaming on the TV. But it don't even matter. I'm buying Pro controller, so I'm good. And FYI, those fucking things should not be $80.
the Joy-Cons.
Yeah, they should not be $80.
Yeah, you're okay with the PS5 being that much.
Hey, the PS5 controller, dude, the PS5 controller is one of the best controllers ever made. The Joy Cons are dog shit. Period. It's dog shit. Now, what else do I not like about this? Like I said, the store is slow. It's a little bit slow for my liking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than that, like, I don't really have much else to complain about it. Like, I have to use it more.
How do you like the look of it overall?
It's fine. It's fine. I don't have no issues with it. I don't have no issues with it. My main complaint is the Joy Cons and the way that you had to slide them up to and slide them out is inconvenient. But that's something I feel like I have to learn.
How is that an inconvenience?
It's for me. It's hard to get them out without dropping them, and I don't want to drop these fucking things because, like I said, they're $80. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so overall, I just need more time with it. Um, but other than that, I don't mind it. So far, I don't mind it.
So you bought the Switch not because you wanted to. You felt like you had to because you was just doing a favor for a friend. You was obligated to buy it, not because you wanted to buy it.
Well,
Correct?
I mean, I've always
No,
been.
no, 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 no. You could be honest. You felt obligated to buy it because you made a promise to a friend. That's all.
That's part of it. But I've always said,
That's exactly what it is.
I've always said that the game catalog for the Switch is not my issue with the console. I've always thought the console had great games on it. That's why I wanted one. The problem is that I didn't trust the hardware behind it. And again, it's early on. It's early on, so like I said, I don't want to, I don't like. I want to give it a go before I can make any major decisions on it. Because like I said, I don't even know if I'm going to be keeping this long term.
Yeah,
But
that figures. That figures.
no, we'll see. But like I said, I'm going to be buying games for it, so we'll see, we'll see. But so
Okay.
far, I have the console, so Huvi 123. I'll put the thing on the chat. This is pretty much me on every platform. Just search that and then Huvi 123, and then I'll accept your friend request.
All right. Yeah. So that's pretty much his. Wait, who V123 is that everywhere?
Yeah, that's PSN, Xbox, Nintendo.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
I mean, I'm waiting. You need obviously I need your request, your friend request.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll put that on there. I'll text it to you
Yeah,
when I get a chance. All
yeah.
right. So moving on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are we doing the grinder? Brittany Griner.
No. Let's do Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Um,
ahead.
I'll do the video, but we did miss talking about the Game Awards.
Hmm.
Um, but like I said, not much. I mean, I thought the show was fine. I watched all of it, and I thought the show was fine. Like Elden Ring won Game of the Year,
Yeah.
so shout out to them. God of War did win, like it won. I think it won the most awards.
Yeah.
So it won 6 awards. It didn't win Game of the Year, but it won like 6 awards. So
I was actually talking to Sifrin when he was on his live stream,
hmm
and I said how it absolutely made no sense that God of War had best. I think it had best performance.
hmm
It had best action adventure game. Um, and I think it also had. Let me see what else it had. It had. There was something else that it was really really good at. I think. Well, I think best audio or something like that, right? And I said to myself, how is it possible that you could be the best action game or best adventure game, best performance, and you not win game of the year? Tell me, how does that make any sense? How does that make sense?
what's funny? Like the same thing happened with Red Dead Redemption. Like Red Dead Redemption a couple years ago, Red Dead Redemption 2 won a whole bunch of awards at the game at the Game Awards, right? Won pretty much won everything, but then won Game of the Year. I think the game that won Game of the Year that year was God of War. The original to the sequel to Ragnarok,
Hmm.
right? So I'm pretty much the same thing happened here. Same thing happened there. So I mean I didn't care. Like like it is what it is. All right. So before I
And I also didn't like the fact that Stray, I think, won best. I think Stray won, huh?
indie game.
Yeah, it beat Tunic. I don't understand how a game that is so freaking boring could win best indie. I didn't get that, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I tried watching people play. It put me to sleep.
Hmm.
The game's boring. The game looks boring. But yeah, look, if they're going to come up with a sequel, that's fine. But are you interested in playing that game?
Stray?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no. I mean, I don't have the hatred for it that you do, but yeah. All
I
right, but
mean, look, it beat Tunic, it beat Saifu, whatever.
Sifu.
Yeah, I'm surprised that game didn't win also. But if they're gonna say that Stray is the best out of all of those games, I'm just shocked. A game that is just boring and dull and whatever.
All
But
right,
go ahead.
before we get to the trailer, do you have a problem with the box art here?
Um, I feel like it could have been better,
Mm-hmm.
but
Definitely could have been better, but is it worthy of getting upset about over it?
no,
No, I
no.
agree. I agree. It could have been better, but definitely not worth getting sensitive over it.
Yeah, I would have much prefer if they had like usually when it comes to like especially fighting games, I would
Hmm.
I would much prefer the front cover to have like multiple characters in it.
Yeah,
Um, I that's what used to seeing. I would love to see. I would have loved to see let's say he's on there and Ryu Ken is on there, whoever else. I think that would have been awesome. And then see
or, or at the very least have it like cause I had the Street Fighter Five cover right here, right? And the one that I had, mind you, I bought this at launch. The cover I have is Ryu with the doing the cross fist,
hmm
but what he his fist is doing a V. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
yeah, so yeah, so I mean yeah, the cover is not great, but it's not worth getting upset over it.
Okay, so
Um,
people are getting upset over it.
yeah, yeah. And this
Okay.
this is the trailer that they showed. Let me put this full screen. This is the trailer that they showed at the Game Awards.
Yeah, yeah. It was a decent trailer. I remember
Yeah,
this
really
trailer.
cool. Yeah, this was the pre. I think it was like the pre-show before the main show started.
Yeah.
Well, obviously they showed off the city that you're gonna be going to,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Tormo.
yeah. Keep talking. I'm gonna try to turn the TV on. Keep talking because
Mhm.
keep talking. Keep talking.
Yeah, so you have like yeah, this looks cool. I'm excited for this. Like obviously you have this and you see all the different moves that you have in your arsenal. And you got this going on, dramatic battle 2v2. Like that's gonna be cool. And then you got the mini games and all this other stuff. And yeah, this man, I can't wait. I can't wait to play this game, man. Did such a great job with the single player content. And then they showed off obviously the new characters like DJ, GP, Manon, and Marissa, my girl, Marissa.
Oh, she's your girl.
Hmm. That's my BBW right there. So yeah, which character between these four intrigues you the most?
Um, I would probably have to say, uh, you know, the thing is, I'm actually really excited to use DJ only because it looks like his move set is completely different now.
Um, I actually heard the opposite, but
Well,
yeah,
but look at that. Like, I
yeah,
don't recognize any of those moves.
yeah.
I mean, granted, I mean, it's been a while, but I don't. Well, I never played. I mean, I have, but I don't really play Street Fighter Five that much. Was he in Street Fighter Five?
No,
Okay, he was
no,
in
he's
Street
not.
Fighter Five. Okay,
He was in four, obviously.
yeah,
Um, and no, I think he definitely is different. Like yeah, he has a different move set, but
yeah. I don't recognize any of those moves.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see. We'll just have to wait and
I mean,
see.
maybe it's pretty much the same button. What do you call it? maybe the motions is probably the same as far as the controls, but
Yeah,
they look different. They look different, completely different.
yeah. Like I said, man, I just can't wait. They've done such a great job with the extracurricular stuff that you can do in the game.
Yeah, all the content, bro. It looks like this is promising right here.
Hmm. Yeah. So we'll just play this trailer one more time, and then we'll move on to Tekken. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, man, I can't wait, man. Yeah, I simply can't wait. Yeah, of the characters that they showed here, the most interesting one to me is GP.
GP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
you can see a lot of psycho power in his moveset.
yeah. GP does look very interesting too. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. He looks very very interesting. Very 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 interesting. I think. Do you know the story behind GP?
Uh-uh.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
because he has a lot of psycho power moves. So I'm trying to. I really want to know what's the deal behind that. I think this is going to be very interesting to see where he got those powers from. Man, bro, like the game looks
And the thing
phenomenal.
is that you also have to. I do wonder. Yeah, I do wonder what Ed has to do with this also. Because remember, Ed is in the game. Like Bison's not in the game, at least not in the original game, but Ed is. So I'm interested to see what the connection between GP and Ed is, if there is one.
Hmm.
During the show, they showed Tekken 8.
Yes,
Oh, okay, there we go. This is the gameplay and teaser trailer. Oh, and they confirm every character, obviously, that they showed is in the game. All these characters are like legacy characters, with the exception of one. Um, yeah, so obviously you have Jin and June. Kazama's coming back into the game, so that's gonna be interesting.
that I need to know what's the story behind that. How like what is she? That dude, I am so looking forward to see why in the world she's here. How in the world
Yes.
did she get here?
'Cause- okay. So based on what I was always led to believe is that she died by the she was killed by the Tekken 3 boss Ogre.
Yes,
That was what I was always led to believe, and it's
that's how the
why
story. Yeah.
yeah, that's why Jin went to Ahachi and trained with Ahachi. That's why he has move sets of both his mother and Hahachi. Let's see if you're there.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
you said he had. I don't remember him having that many moves that Jun's move set.
He is there. Like he obviously is more of a Hachi's move set. But in Tekken 3, like remember in Tekken 4, his move set completely changed.
Yeah.
Completely changed. But in Tekken 3, when you play as Double Jin, he has some of June's move set.
Interesting.
Yeah. Alright, so let's continue on with the trailer.
Does 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 Jin? But doesn't Jin have Jun's move set in the future Tekken games too?
No, actually, no,
Hmm.
because
That's
like you said,
interesting.
he changed his move set to kind of purge the devil gene out of him, but it obviously it didn't work. But when he
Yeah.
transferred into devil gene, then he has more of the Mishima fighting style moveset in there.
Yeah. I've always appreciated how when you pick regular Jin or Devil Jin that the move set is completely different
Yeah,
and you're still able to use the original move set that he had in Tekken 3. I always appreciated that.
yeah. All right, so Paul's in there, Law's in
Dude,
there,
Law look jacked. My
Yeah,
goodness, dude.
it does.
Yeah, that's freaking. They went completely Bruce Lee on this one, bro. Oh my gosh, he
Yeah,
look cool though. He looked phenomenal. I know my brother
yeah,
is definitely looking forward to playing as him for sure.
yeah. So let me show you something real quick. Because it seemed like they're gonna go into the stages are probably gonna be interactive. Because I can see King puts him into the wall,
Yeah.
and then look what and you see what happened there. The wall explodes. And then you have is well, he's in the game. He's the one like non-legacy character that's been confirmed so far.
Who?
So
Who you talking about?
Lars, he's like the first Lars.
Okay.
I'll show you. I'll show you. Go back. Yeah. Uh, yeah, this guy right here, Lars.
Yeah,
He's
Lars.
he they introduced him in six.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Like every other character's like been in there since yeah, but every other character that they show so far has been there since the beginning.
Hmm.
Which well, obviously with the exception of Jim, but you know what I'm saying
Yeah,
from
I get
like
what you're
PS1
saying.
era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, so Green Bay is winning right now, which is good.
So
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah. So
So yeah,
overall,
man. So Tekken
you
8.
feel like you feel like it's definitely promising. It looks like they definitely changing up the. I mean, I don't want to say that they're copying off of Dead or Alive. I don't want to go that far, but a lot of people are saying it's pretty much a ripoff. I've heard some people say that. Do you agree?
No, no, they've had interactive stages before. They've had interactive stages before, so it's like that's not a big deal. Um, I know I haven't dug too deep into it because I don't want to be like I don't want to be like I want to be surprised when I play the game. But there are some people who are complaining about some of the gameplay aspects of the game because apparently what Harada was saying is that he wants the game to be more offensive focused. Now I don't know if you've seen tournament. I don't know if you've seen tournament Tekken. If you've seen competitive Tekken, but most of the time, what do they do first? They back up. They do the what they call it, the Korean backdashing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that's more of a defensive maneuver to kind of kind of see what your character is doing, what your opponent's doing, and the gameplay that you're seeing is all of it's going like forward, is going forward.
Yeah,
So
but they've been doing that pretty much in all Tekken games, where they, you know, how they would like dash to the side.
mhm.
Um, how does the combination go? Like down back, down forward, down,
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
Yeah,
Korean backdashing, but
yeah.
he's saying that he wants the game to be more focused on off offense, basically. And some of the people in the community are kind of like afraid of that.
I mean, that doesn't really hinder offensive gameplay.
I don't. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, it's still Tekken 8 is still a ways away. I'm excited. I'm excited. So
Yeah, and I think with now with additional more destruct like things being getting destroyed, destructive environments. I think all that does is enhance more offense and new bold new possibilities. So I mean, different strategies. I think all that is a plus. So I don't necessarily see what the problem is.
yeah, we'll see. Like I said, we still got plenty of time.
Yeah,
So
I'm definitely looking forward for both,
yeah.
for sure.
Naomi, no, Naomi's in the chat. How you doing, Naomi? I think she's first time chat. Um,
What's up? Actually, I think this is the second time.
and then
But what's up, Naomi? How are you? Thank you for joining us.
all right, you want to get the
How you doing? How you doing? Go
you
ahead.
want you want to get the Skip and Shannon thing out the way.
I don't have the article. Do you have the audio for it?
No, I don't have the
Oh,
audio.
actually, you know what? I think I probably might have it.
Mhm.
I think I probably might have it. And for everyone who probably missed it, and this was just brought up spontaneously. We never actually discussed of talking about this until until pretty much the last minute. But pretty much Skip and Shannon had a real huge. I mean, look, I think what Skip said was pretty much disrespectful. But I'm not gonna lie to you. It was entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was very, very entertaining. So as I'm trying to look for the audio, did you feel like it was entertaining to you?
Oh, no, 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 no.
Not at all.
Nope.
So why did you want to talk about it?
Because it was talked about everywhere.
Okay. Well, okay. So here it is. This is my Twitter account. So let's all take a real quick listen at what Skip Bayless said to Shannon Sharp and how Shannon Sharp reacted. So just let me know. Let me know when you can see it. You take personal shots. Were you able to see it? Are you seeing it yet?
Yeah.
Okay. So here it is, everybody.
Still playing at a high level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
Skip, that's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No,
Skip, I did what I
never
did.
said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Skip, I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay.
When he said I'm in the effing Hall of Fame, bro, I knew for a fact that this dude was pissed off to the point where it felt like he wanted to punch me in the face. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like he really wanted to go over the table and punch Skip right in the face. They they went completely out of character. But yeah, let's continue. It's almost done.
Super Bowl.
So what?
So what?
He's way better than you were.
I'm better than
way
you.
Better.
Skip, I got to see what you do. You take personal shots.
No, I don't take personal shots. You started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take.
Dude, bro, I never seen him so heated on national TV in my whole entire life. Like in my whole entire life watching this guy, I never seen him that pissed off where he's just screaming and yelling like yo and having no listen. Before I continue the video, I know you said you pretty much hate when I don't know, I don't think you said hate, but you don't like it when people are just yelling and bickering, at each other. But I do think that analysts analyzing the game and dissecting the game is good. But I don't necessarily see a huge issue if you have both. If all you're doing is just yelling and screaming at each other all day, like how Stevie A likes to do, then yeah, I can understand your point. But I think it's okay, to have it once in a while. But it seems like you seem to despise it entirely. Why?
Yeah, I just don't think it's needed. It's not needed.
I don't think,
especially when it comes from a place of fakeness from Skip Bayless. But I'll explain that later.
All right. So let me finish it.
You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a personal shot at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take a personal.
Put your glasses back on.
Wow.
Can I finish? You're willing to take a personal shot at me to say this man is better than me because I say he's playing bad this year?
Well, because you just
Go ahead.
You disrespect him. It's just so. You know what? It's beneath your
you
dignity.
You disrespect me to support him.
No, well, I'll support him over anybody because he's the greatest player who ever played your game, and it's by far.
Have at it.
Okay,
Take off,
I'm going to have at it because I'm going to have at you.
I'm not gonna lie. That was funny. But go ahead, Heaven. It seems like you're not happy with this. Go ahead.
It's not that like. Here's the thing, right? When it comes to what Skip Bayless did, it really is a byproduct of. Okay, first of all, what? Okay, are you watching the game right now?
No, because I'm really into seeing what you have to say about this. But what happened? What happened in the game?
Fucking idiot on the Packers just did a lateral after getting the pickoff.
97?
Yeah, no, not 97. It was It was somebody, I forgot who it was. They're showing the replay right now.
Okay.
All right, so they get the interception. Actually, it might have been 97. No, 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 no.
Okay, they got the pick, right?
Yeah. So it was 29 who got the pick, right? And then he decided to toss it backwards. What
Oh,
the fuck are you doing?
dude, and I can't. Are we literally seeing this back to back? We're seeing guys throwing the ball backwards. Like for what?
Why? You already had the pick. What are you doing?
Look, I understand if you want to get. I understand if you want to try to get an extra yardage, but that's what the offense did. Look, you did your job. Let the offense do that, and don't do it to where throwing the ball backwards where there's really nowhere to go. If there was a nice open area, I mean, I guess you could take the risk. But come on, dude! Like, where is he going to go with that? Like, seriously, bro. Any threw on the floor.
That's dumb. Anyway, back to this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing with Skip Bayless, right? I remember the whole thing because Jalen Rose had something to say about it, and I will always remember that time when Jalen Rose brought up Skip Bayless's high school basketball acumens.
Oh, I remember that. I remember
And
that.
he got so offended by that.
Yes.
So for him to do this whole dog and pony show to discredit Shannon Sharp, and mind you, like again, is he on the same pantheon of Tom Brady? No.
I agree.
But we're not gonna sit here and fucking pretend that Shannon Sharp was some bum.
Correct.
You can make an argument that Shannon Sharp at one point was the greatest tight end of all time. You can make that argument at one time. Now, obviously, you have guys like Tony Gonzalez, Gronk, Antonio Gates. Guys like that have probably surpassed him. But this dude's not no fucking bum. He's no bum. He's a lot closer to Tom Brady than Skip Bayless will ever be to anything equivalent to the top sports writers in the country. With that said, Shannon Sharp, you knew who you were doing the show with. All that money that you make on that show, that's the downside of doing a show with Skip Bayless. That's the downside.
It seems like you're. It seems like what you're saying is he's partially to blame for this.
I don't feel bad for him. Everyone's sitting there being all sympathetic to Shannon Sharp. No, I don't feel bad for him.
What? I mean, the guy pretty much tried to embarrass him on national TV. What do you mean?
That's what he chose. He chose to be on that show with that egomaniac. And he's surprised that the egomaniac became an egomaniac. All this over what? Just to defend Tom Brady because that's the stick that he's sticking to. Like, come on, man. Like we like he knew what was up. He knew.
No, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. We don't have to we don't have to do this for too long, but I have to disagree only for the simple fact that just because he was doing the show with Skip Bayless, that doesn't mean okay, well now you offered him or you giving him permission, to start attacking you eventually. Like that for a fact that's not what he signed up for. And
that's exactly what he signed up for. Because look, Steve, he's done this everywhere he's been. That's what his stick is. He just goes after guys.
I mean, I know he goes after players, and I know he goes after elite players, and I remember you have said the only reason why he goes after guys like LeBron James and stuff like that is because so he could, I guess, go viral or get attention. Am I right about that?
That's exactly why he does it.
That's why he's just constantly attacking LeBron James all the time, because obviously LeBron James generates the biggest fans, the most money, and by talking trash about LeBron James, people are going to it's going to cause a lot of attention, and people are going to comment on Every time when Skip says something about LeBron James, like you see a huge, massive replies and retweets on his channel, on his channel, but on his Twitter account. So I go ahead.
He does it for attention.
Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. The only thing is though, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but
Mhm.
he have been consistent talking trash about LeBron James since day one though. He's been
My,
doing that since day one.
but my problem is that it's all fake. It's phony, and he's a phony for it. And and if you're Shannon Sharp, are you surprised that he went out? Because one of the main things that they've been arguing all year is how bad Tom Brady has been, and
Yeah,
obviously, Skip is going to defend him because that's what that's what he believes. And Shannon is going to be like, oh well, this guy's not doing this, and whatever. And so he took a personal shot at you. Like that's what he is. He's a guy who can dish it but can't take it. When he went after Mike McCarthy and the former host went at him saying that's not fair, he got all offended.
he got upset saying and
Yeah,
but
so he's a guy who can dish it but can't take it.
but that was I think that was part of the reason why she's not even in the show anymore.
I mean, she said there. I mean, she said that it was because of opportunity to do other stuff or whatever. So so like I said, I don't want to make it seem like I don't want to make it seem like oh she only left because of him. I don't want to make it seem because like I said, unless she says it, I don't want to speculate.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But this
And
is
I
what it is. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, I was just gonna say I thought she was a very good host for that show,
Yeah,
and I thought she was hot too. But go ahead.
yeah, but this is what he does. Like he'll dish it, but he can't take it. And if you're Shannon Sharp, like this is what you sign up for.
I always thought that you didn't like Skip Bayless because of like the name calling and stuff like that.
I
Like,
know that's a huge part of it.
well, yeah, but I don't
He
think
he's the
he.
reason why debate when it comes to sports is gone in the shitter.
You think he's responsible for that?
Yeah, I think he's a huge part of that.
I thought Stephen A. was the one that was responsible.
No, he's part of it too. He's part of it too, but like he's toned that down.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so? Like,
Yeah.
after all the times you've been purposely
Oh, no,
mispronouncing guys'
no,
names and
he'll still put his foot in his mouth. Definitely, he'll still do that.
oh, okay, okay,
But when it
okay.
comes to name calling, like yeah, he's toned that down. He's toned that down.
Mm, I mean, I don't know. He still, he still could be a bit,
Yeah, of course. That's just who he is. That's just who he
yeah.
is.
But my last thing, I think what Skip Bayless did, was obviously wrong. I think he should apologize, which I don't think he's going to do it. Maybe he did it, out of sight of the camera, maybe. But I think Skip Bayless was completely wrong for this. And to say that, oh yeah, Tom Brady, was better than you. I mean, none of that is the point. The thing is, Tom Brady has not looked good this whole entire season. He
But
has
what
not.
but what he does is that he blames everybody else. He'll blame the defense, even though for a while their defense was top tier. And of course their defense is gonna wear down because they're always on the field.
Yeah, and everybody's pretty much old. Yeah, in that whole entire team, like everybody's pretty much old. And I think the Buccaneers is either the first or second oldest team in the whole entire league. So when you add that, and when you include how Tom Brady, he's already old. Like for goodness sakes, the guy is nearly like in his mid-40s. Do you really expect him to play on an elite level? Like, no. Now look, I'm still going to give him credit. He went farther than Peyton Manning and Brett Favre did when they were in their 40s. But at the end of the day, though, like you should not expect that dude, to play the same way where he was in New England. Like let's be realistic here. He's not the same guy. So Skip Bayless or any Tom Brady fan out there should expect that he's not going to be great. or he's not even going to be good. He's just pretty much going to be an average quarterback. It's time for him to move on. Like I said before, a few podcasts ago, like guys like him, Matt Ryan, and everybody else that I named previously, Russell Wilson included. Look, it's time for everybody to move on. It's time for the young guys to take over, and that's what they've been doing. And football has been far more entertaining when we've been seeing guys like Mahomes and Burrow and Allen and Hurts. Like it's been far more entertaining watching these young guys play. People don't want to see these old heads play anymore. They're not good. Tom Brady's not. He's no longer good. Russell Wilson, he's no longer good. Carson Wentz. Look what happened to that dude. These guys are not good, and I'm sorry. Tom Brady has to be included in that conversation. He's not good anymore, and because he's not good anymore, all this criticism that he's been getting is fair. It's fair. The team is garbage. He's lucky that they're going to the playoffs because it's a garbage division. So he's lucky. He got lucky twice. He got lucky when he was in our division, we were garbage, and now he's lucky again because this division is garbage. So that's the only reason why he's going to the playoffs. But at the end of the day, he's not good. He's old. The guy's old. So at the end of the day, Skip Bayless is wrong for attacking Shannon Sharp because all Shannon Sharp did was speak truth. He was being objective. The guy just hasn't been good.
I mean, and if you disagree, that's fine, but you don't have to go after his personal record, which is, by the way, a top 5 tight end of all time. But that's just who he is. So it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking get off my TV screen.
That was funny. That was funny.
Okay, so let's see. All right, so let's go to the Brittany Griner stuff real quick.
All right, yeah, we'll do this fast. So I'm not gonna read the whole entire article.
You have the article. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. That's good. That's good. You're there, so it might as well.
All right. So here we go, everyone. This situation is about Brittany Griner. Now, before I read, I do want to say real quick that we actually tried to discuss this. I think wasn't it last week?
Yeah. Oh shit. Hold on a second. Let me read some comments first. Hold on before we move on.
Oh, I didn't even know we had comments.
Yeah, it's not that much. Nolan, shout out to you, Nolan. How you doing, bro? He says Skip Bayless says no Rocky Balboa. He's not. Steve Smith isn't really a bully anymore.
Are you talking about me?
No, I think it's Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith. He's not really. Are you serious? Oh, hold on. No. You're not getting away with this, Ruben. Now look, I don't really watch First Take anymore, and the main reason why is because I still can't believe what Stephen A. Smith did to Max Kellerman. And I know everybody's gonna say, "Oh, just get over that. It's done. And I understand that, but I don't support snakes, and I also don't support the fact that freaking Molly, she's still in the show and she's freaking annoying. Like I meant to make a video about it, but whatever. She's annoying. I can't stand the show anymore. But as far as him not being a bully, that dude still yells at people. That dude still calls people names, and that dude still purposely mispronounce names when somebody is playing bad, or if he doesn't really know much about the person. Stephen A. Smith, to me, is still that same guy. He's still that same guy. So I feel like if you're constantly going to yell at a person, make fun of a person, I mean, no, I'm still going to qualify that as being a bully. Yes, absolutely. Why the heck do you constantly have to yell at somebody just because they disagree with you? Every single time you have to yell at the person? Like all the time? Like, come on, man. Like I'm not saying that everybody is tired of it. I'm pretty sure some people are tired of it, but come on, you don't have to constantly yell at every single segment that you do. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Me personally, I watch more First Take than you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you 100%. Like the last time we did the whole name thing, we were with the Nigerian team, and the Nigerian team called him on it, and he had to apologize. Like he'll still yell at people. He'll do all the preening, prancing, and all the other shit they
The
do.
Nigerian team, was it the basketball team?
Yeah, the Nigerian national team.
Yeah. But here's the thing though, having he did that on purpose. He didn't even want to
Oh,
even know.
absolutely, yeah, he
Okay.
did do that on purpose. He did that on purpose. He got called out for it, and he apologized.
Oh, okay.
The thing with Skip Bayless, the thing that helps Skip Bayless is that he like people always call him on his BS, but he just ignores it.
Yeah,
There's a reason why.
he won't apologize for it. Go ahead. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
it's not about apology. Like it has to be really bad for him to apologize, and even then, he'll try to use some type of caveat or whatever. But most of the time, um he won't get pushed back because no one at that network is gonna push him back on it. They're not gonna say nothing bad to him about it. They're just gonna move on. Either they agree with him or they just don't feel like going at him.
Well,
On ESPN, that's not the case. Like Stephen A. Smith, he said
mhm.
something stupid, everyone's gonna come after him.
I mean, people go after Skip Bayless, but just like you said, B, he just
Like
doesn't care.
he most of the time he ignores it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so, so
So
Ruben also said that Stephen Smith may dislike queers, but he is in fact no bully. I I think wow, it sounds like he's talking about you.
I mean, I think he's talking about me. That's what I said. I think he's talking about me.
So I mean I don't think Stephen A. Smith mentioned anything about gay people.
No,
I know the
yeah.
only person who was obsessed with them is you are. Is you.
I'm not. Look, I'm not obsessed with gay people. I'm
Yeah.
not. You keep and you could try to talk trash about me all you want, saying that
No,
oh I don't
you're
like
not
gay
talking,
people,
trash. You
but
just I just observe because, like I said,
no, no, you don't.
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a
You
question. Let me ask you a question.
you just don't like the fact that I don't like or agree with your lifestyle. That's why.
It's not about
You
that.
think
But here's
you
the thing.
think just because I don't like your lifestyle, that means that I hate them. I don't hate them.
Here's the thing. I was at Coral Springs Mall on Saturday, enjoying my time, having some, buying some stuff for the family for Christmas, and then I went to go get the Switch. And in that same time, you were on our private chat, just talking about stuff that I'm not gonna mention here. But you're gonna sit there and say all that what you just said compared to what was being said in the chat. Come on, bro. And the only reason why I didn't respond to anything that you said was because I fell asleep.
Wait,
That's why. Because I wanted to wait till after the Dolphin game. After the Dolphin game was over, I fell asleep.
I don't think what I said was really that bad. I'm trying to remember what you acting like as if what I said was really that bad.
Yeah. Whatever.
What did I say?
I'm not gonna repeat it.
No, what did I say? Did I curse?
No.
No. Did I say anything, anything disgusting?
I mean, you said what
No,
is
no, no,
you
no,
said what
no.
what's in line with
Huh?
what you said what is in line with what people who hate gay people say. So it's like like it is what it is, Steve. Like the only person who don't know this is you. All right. So Ruben said that you also didn't you also don't like Molly and Karam. I forgot that.
Yeah,
And
she's horrible. She's one of the worst hosts of all time. She's one of the worst of all time. She is.
conspiracy agent said, "What's your PSN? Did you even set up your PS5 yet?"
Here's the thing on conspiracy. Oh, I thought I told you. Did I tell you on conspiracy? I'm not going to set up my PS5 until Christmas. When Christmas is here, that's when I'll decide to hook up the PlayStation.
Is there a reason why?
Yeah, because I like for me, I know you don't care about this, but for me, I just want that feeling of okay, it's Christmas, everybody's opening their presents, and yeah, I think it's just gonna be. I just want that experience. So it was hard. There was a moment where I was in the room and I'm just looking at the freaking box. I'm just looking at the box. But I said, you know what? No, wait. Let's just wait because I still got a lot of stuff to buy. For the folks. And when everybody's opening their present, when everybody is setting up their stuff, that's when I'm going to set up my stuff too. So that's what I want to do.
Okay. McKinley says Huvi bought a Switch. He'll return it. I bet. We'll see. We'll see.
McKinley, that was a good one, McKinley. McKins, that was good. That was perfect to the T. And you know what? We should probably bet. I guarantee he's probably going to get rid of it. I don't think he's going to. He's not going to even hold it on for a year. I bet you.
All I know is that the PS4 is definitely gonna be gone by next year. It'll be gone by next year.
The PS4
Mm-hmm.
by next year.
Yeah, I know someone who wants to buy it. Pretty much all I'm waiting for is for to beat Horizon. I have 2 more missions left, and then after that, then I'm probably gonna sell it.
I mean, that's going to be less than a year just to beat one game.
Yeah. Oh well. Rosemai says hi. How you doing, girl?
Hello.
Okay, Let's go on with the Brittany Griner thing.
Oh, and Huvi, you didn't respond. Are you going to keep the Switch for at least a year?
How much? That's the goal. That's the goal. Like, I mean, as long as the games, as long as look, there's tons of games on it that I'm gonna be playing. So, so I'll be fine. It'll be here.
So us saying that you're going to get rid of it less than a year is not too far fetched, though, right?
I don't think so. Like, unless I'm not. No. I think no. There's too many other games. There's too many games I want to play on it. So I don't.
Right.
I'm not gonna get rid of it right away.
Okay. All right. So finally, with Brittany Griner over here, I think we're still doing good on time. So Biden prisoner exchange for Brittany Griner leaves behind Marine veteran, and the reason why I chose this article is because I kind of wanted to elaborate on this just a little bit while I'm reading the article. So just real quick, just so everybody could keep up with what was going on here. As we all know, that Brittany Griner is a WNBA basketball player who got caught in Russia with freaking I forgot what that stupid thing is.
I mean, let's say weed. It's weed.
Yeah, pretty much oil, something garbage. She got caught. It was illegal substance. She shouldn't have never had it in her possession. And the reason why I never feel sorry for her is because she played in Russian before, and because she's been playing in Russia before, she should have known better what the rules were. And I don't think ignorance should be bliss. And I think she deserved to be put in prison because of it, for your stupidity. It's like what Huvi 186 always said. You do stupid stuff, you get stupid prizes. Ain't that right, Huvi 186?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you was going to say it, but okay. So President Biden prisoner exchange with Russia secured the release of WNBA star Brittany Griner on Thursday, but left U.S. Marine veteran Paul Willan in Russian custody. Willan has been a Russian custody since 2018 when he was sentenced to 16 years in prison on espionage charges. Griner had been in Russian custody since February, so yeah, pretty much almost a year, after authorities discovered vape cartridges containing a small amount of cannabis oil. That's what it was, cannabis oil.
Yeah, Ruben said in chat too.
Okay, yeah, and thanks, Ruben. In her luggage. Biden administration had initially sought to release of both Griner and Whelan in exchange for a nutritious arms dealer, Victor Bout, a Russian citizen serving a prison sentence in America. Uh, known I don't know how you say that.
Just skip it.
Colloquially as a Merchant of Death. Yeah, this was pretty much his nickname. The Merchant of Death. He was convicted in 2011 conspiracy to kill Americans and sentenced to 15 years in prison. The Biden administration ultimately agreed to exchange bout for Griner alone, leaving William behind in Russia. I think that's pretty. Oh, I don't really want to read all of this.
We got the gist of
Let
it.
me, huh?
We got the gist of it.
Let me see if I can find the most important thing. Um, well, okay, so he pretty much congratulated Griner on her release in Thursday's statement, but laminated the Biden limited Biden administration failure to release his brother. There is no greater success than a wrongful detainee to be freed and for them to go home. The Biden administration made the right decision to bring Griner home and to make the deal that was possible rather than waiting for one that wasn't going to happen, he wrote. All right, so yeah, she reunited. Yeah, I know about that. Um, that was not important. I guess I'll read this one last thing, right? So David's statement went on to note that Biden's administration notified Williams' family that Paul would be left behind in the exchange. Yeah, that's the part that's pretty much wrong. But okay, the statement noted that it was the second time that Biden administration had left Paul behind a prisoner exchange, with the last sentence coming in April. And that's pretty much it. Okay. I'm going to there's one little paragraph that I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me see. Okay. All right. So here's the thing, right? I'm glad that Brittany Griner is home. Whether if you believe me or not, I'm actually glad that she's home. And I think, and I agree with you that when Russia decided to hold her for that long just for some, cannabis oil, is asinine. I think it's ridiculous. Clearly, they had a hidden agenda for keeping her that long just because of some stupid oil. But I think this was the wrong trade. I think this was the wrong trade. You had a guy who already served 4 years already. So yeah, it pretty much says it right here. So can you see this? This is I think I skipped this one. So Paul has worked so hard to survive nearly 4 years of this injustice. I tried to do research on this. Maybe you could help me out. I don't know if he was doing research on it, but about Paul, they they said that he was pretty much spying. He was a spy in Russia, but yet they found absolutely no evidence whatsoever on this guy. They didn't find anything, and yet they decided to hold him in prison anyway.
You
To
surprised
me,
by that?
huh?
You surprised by that?
No, no. Here's where I'm getting at. Somebody who committed no crime absolutely should have been the first choice to be traded. Brittany actually did a crime. That's the difference between the two of them. That's why I'm upset about this. Look, again, I'm happy that she's home, but at the end of the day, it was the wrong choice because you pretty much left somebody who didn't do anything. He did nothing wrong. And yet you decided to leave him, a former Marine, someone who actually served our country. You decided to leave that guy who was completely innocent in the whole thing because you have to have evidence to be guilty. Last time I checked, you need evidence. You have evidence for Brittany
And you
Griner.
think you
You
think that
have
you think that country gives a shit about evidence?
okay, but they have the evidence for Brittany, which is why if we truly had the choice, you should have traded him for Paul. You should have traded that douchebag for Paul. That's the trade that they should have done from the beginning.
Man.
Go ahead. Obviously, you disagree. Go ahead.
No, it's not that I disagree. It's just that you fall for the same right wing dog shit every fucking time. Did you know about Paul Weiland before this whole thing started?
No,
And then why do you care now?
no, I didn't know. But
I wonder why do you care now?
mostly nobody really knew who he was.
Of course. So what?
Nobody, nobody, nobody knew who he was.
Hold on. I let you talk. I didn't interrupt you. No one knows, and no one cares. The only reason why the right wing care is because they don't like Brittany Griner. That's it. You think if it was like Elon Musk that came back from being in prison, you think they're gonna bring up Paul Weiland? No, they're only bringing it up because they don't like the fact that she got out. That's it.
That's the exclusive reason. That's the only reason.
That's it. Because, like I said, this dude's been in jail since what, 2018? How come the previous guy didn't get him out? And we can't sit there and act like they didn't have a great relationship. I mean, for fuck's sake, Trump been blowing Putin for a couple years for his entire 4-year run as president. You couldn't get him out then. Where were the calls to get Weiland out then? It's only when Biden got into power when they start whining, bitching, complaining, and pretending to care about Paul Weiland. I don't want to hear this bullshit, man. Look, I want all these people to come back home from this tyrannical bullshit country and run in Russia run by some dipshit. But it is what it is. It is what it is.
So you think the trade was fair?
It's not about whether it's fair or not. The fact is that you have someone who should not have been there, who was gonna be there for 9 fucking years. 9 years for having some fucking weed.
And
also, I'll let you talk after this. And also, someone who been in that country before, and you tell me that's the first time she ever had weed in her system? Come on. Do you think that's the first time she ever carried that stuff on a plane? In Russia? Like I said, she'd been there before. This was clearly a political stunt. That's all this was.
So you saying that you believe well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't have the evidence to back it up, but you think that she brought it before?
Yeah, of course she has. Of course she has.
How do you know that?
Come on, man. Like people use that. You know why they use that stuff for? The oil and the THC and stuff like that? A lot of that is pain management.
Yeah, I know, for pain medicine. Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't surprise me if she. And like I said, I'm not saying she should have had it on her.
That sounds like what you're trying to say.
I'm not saying she should have had it on it, but the fact is that her life was going to get thrown away over a political stunt, and that's horseshit. That's complete horseshit. Like I said, but my problem is the virtue signaling from these fucking right wingers who didn't give two shits about Paul in 2018. And they're only saying it now just because in spite of Brittany Griner.
But then the article, let me look for it. Then the article already said that they tried to release him even before.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm sure they tried to get him.
Yeah. So I don't. So why are you saying that? Oh well, they should have got him. Maybe they tried.
Bro, that's what I saw all throughout Twitter when she got out. It's like, oh well, what about Paul Weiland? What about Paul? Even some stupid Cowboys player. I think it was Michael Parsons said that bullshit. You left the Marine back there. This nigga been there since 2018, and this is the first time you talked about him now. So don't sit there and pretend and be like, they made the wrong trade. Y'all nigga didn't give two shits about this dude back then. You been knew who Brittany Griner was.
Okay, but Huvi, how can you put that at the fault of those people? If the guy was never covered.
They're only doing this because of Brittany Griner, because they don't like Brittany Griner. That's the only reason why they're bringing him up. Like I said before, if it was a conservative athlete, if it was anybody else, they would not have said shit. Because like I said before, those cried to get him out should have started with Trump, and they didn't say shit about him. It's fake. That's what it is. It's fake.
All of this is just
the outrage is fake. That's the problem. The outrage is fake.
All of this is just a ploy, pretty much. It's all a sham. You think that everybody getting all upset, they're just faking. They're just a bunch of fakers.
Yeah.
They're putting on a facade. So So the cowboy player that you mentioned, everyone on Twitter getting all upset over it. They're all being fake.
Yeah, because they don't know what the fuck the real story is. They don't know what the fucking real story is.
But having no you but
And, 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 and,
let's be
hold
logical here.
on, wait, hold on. And imagine this: if Michael Parsons went to Russia right now and got detained, you think he's gonna be worried? You think he's gonna be like, well, I mean, well, no, I don't need to go. You can let Weiland go first. Fuck no. He would have been kissing Joe Biden's feet right now if he was in that situation. Go ahead, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, what I was going to say is you really can't put the blame on anybody because the only reason why that everybody knows Brittany Griner is because she's pretty much a celebrity. Even though it's a sport that's irrelevant, people know who she is.
But why is
So
it
so
okay? Okay,
so,
okay.
so it's clear that everyone is going to know who Brittany Griner is and not who Paul is.
All right,
It's
but,
I mean
but,
it's
but
clear.
okay, but I guarantee you that if it was a conservative athlete who got bailed out, Paul Weiland's name would never come out of anybody's fucking mouth.
Are you sure about that?
I'm 100% sure about that. I'm 100% sure because I know the athletes that Republicans and right wingers do not like, and Brittany Griner is one of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, she always belittle the U.S. and she always talk crap about this country and she's very woke. So yeah, people are going to dislike her, or you're gonna have people say, "Oh, well, you don't like America anyway, so why don't you just stay in Russia? You stay over there." That's what people have been saying.
Okay, and then you sit there and you ask me if they're concerned for Paul Weiland is real? Fuck no, it's not. Because like I said before, they had their guy in charge in 2018, and he didn't do nothing about it.
Well, again, it said that they tried to get him out
Okay,
way
with
prior
that,
before.
but the cry to get him out did not start until Brittany Griner went free. That's the problem.
Okay, but the same thing probably would have happened anyway if they had gotten somebody else out instead of Paul, right? The same outcry probably would have happened anyway.
No, because like I said before, we remember when we talked about Griner before. There was a story about a woman. I think she was an American woman who had so much more weed than Brittany Griner did, and
Hmm.
she didn't spend nowhere near the amount of time in jail, and she got out. And around the same time that Paul Weiland was there, but yeah, she got out, and no one says anything. No one said anything.
Who was she traded for?
No, nobody. She just got out.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So yeah, of course, no one's not going to say anything because there was no trade.
Okay, but here's the thing. We all know it's a farce. Because how is it that a woman like her can get no time at all for having so much more weed than Brittany Griner?
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with.
But no, you had a lot of these fucking right wingers who'd be like, "Oh, well, she should have known her lesson. Should have done this and should have done that." I even said it. But then when you look at the research and you're like, "Wait a minute, how is it that a woman can have 4 times the amount of weed and yet get served nowhere near the amount of time that Brittany Griner did?" Then you start putting things together. This was nothing more than a political stunt. That's all this is.
But a political stunt on Russians' behalf, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
But the problem is that a lot of these right wingers are not going to put two and two together. All they know about Brittany Griner is that she, according to them, she hates America because she has the nerve, the balls to criticize the country. And when you criticize the country the way that they don't like it, then that's when they get upset. That's when they get mad. That's when they start caring about Paul Weiland. It's just like the time when Caitlyn Jenner, aka formerly Bruce Jenner, won some award at the ESPYs, right? And then all of a sudden the right wingers are like, "Oh, how dare she win this? This should go to this guy, some random Olympian who not Olympian, but he some random athlete who I know he lost a limb or whatever, right? And everyone's caping for him, despite the fact they didn't know who the fuck this guy was a couple minutes ago. They were just upset that a transgender woman was going to get a meaningless award from ESPN. That's when everybody wants to get upset. It's fake outrage, and I'm not interested in diving into that bullshit. It's fake outrage. That's all this is.
Okay, but the last question I'm going to ask you is,
Mm-hmm.
do you believe that this was the wrong trade?
I don't, Steve. I don't care, man.
Wait, hold on. You just said how you want these our soldiers to come home. All these people
Yeah,
want to come home, but now you say you don't care. Of course you care.
No.
You
The problem is that there is no right answer because they should be. I don't like I said. We don't know what he did over there. We don't know what he did over there. Remember, he's working for the government.
Yeah, but frankly, they had that no evidence has been found,
Okay,
and
Steve, come on.
and
Steve,
because of that,
Steve, you gotta stop using that because you're talking about a government who doesn't care either way.
okay, that's fine having that, but regardless,
No, it's not regardless.
you
Steve, they don't care.
the guy should have been released because he didn't do
Okay,
anything.
and you think Russia cares about that?
No, I'm talking about we should have cared about that. That's why I think this trade was the wrong trade.
Look. The government knows about it. Like you said, they've been trying to get him out for years. Right? They've been trying to get him out for years. Right? The reason why we don't care is because as a country, it's not political. The only time people care is when it gets political. And my point is that it shouldn't have to come to that.
Well, I think everybody would have cared if the press had constantly if it was constantly in the press if we knew about this guy beforehand. But it was never in it was never in news media. So of course we're gonna have a nonchalant attitude.
We can't say that it never, we don't know because like I don't watch news. I'll readily admit I don't watch news. And I don't think you watch that much news either.
No, I do.
Well, not to the point where you know who the guy. If you did, you wouldn't know who the guy was.
Well, they never talk about him. Like, no one ever talks about him.
That could be true too. We don't know. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to pretend to be upset over something that's going on when it comes to the government.
Okay, but you could still have an opinion and say that it was the wrong trade. You could still say it was the wrong trade. Like if again, and I also don't believe this notion that there was really nothing that they could have done. I call BS on that.
No, what could they have done?
We had the leverage, not them.
No, come on.
We had the leverage.
He's in their jail.
Huh?
He's in their jail.
We had.
Let me ask you a question.
This guy.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Do you think Russia gives a shit about the Merchant of Death? Do you think they care about this guy?
Yes, because they're in war. Because they're in war right now. Yes, they care.
I don't think they care
because they're in war right now. So yes, they care.
And one guy's not going to make a difference. One guy's not going to make a difference. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about this guy.
If they were never in war, I would have probably agreed with you. But because they're in war right now, I think they do care.
No, they don't. They don't. I'm talking about if they care about him as a person. No, they don't. They don't care about this guy as a person. All this is just political bullshit. That's all this is. What this is just politics. That's all this is. That's all this is. And it's unfortunate that the families have to suffer through it. But I'm not going to sit there and feed into the propaganda of which one should be out, which one shouldn't be out. The fact is I don't know what this guy did. I don't know what this guy did. But neither one, like Brittany Griner should not be punished for that.
But neither does he.
Well, I don't know what he did. That's the thing.
But we know what Brittany did, though. That's the difference.
Okay,
we know what
is it worth 9 years? We all know it. We all know the punishment don't fit the fucking crime. We know the punishment don't fit the crime. Like I said before, we don't know what this guy did. We don't know what he did. and the thing is that we're just going to blindly defend him because he's American.
Yeah,
Now
for
again,
sure. That country. Yes, of course. Yes.
okay, but again, what all Brittany Griner did was carry weed. That's all she had. She just had weed.
It's still illegal.
It may be illegal. It may be illegal, but not worth 9 years.
Okay. Okay. That's fine.
Okay,
But
okay.
I think the guy who didn't
You
do
know,
anything should have been doing that. Should have gotten freed. The guy
based
that
on
did nothing.
based on who? Based on who? Based on who?
Based on there was no evidence that was found.
Steve, the Russian government don't give a shit about evidence. They don't care.
But you're missing the point here.
No, I'm
The-
not.
the-
No, I
the-
think
we should have traded for the guy who didn't do anything.
and they tried and it didn't work.
No. It would have worked.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so you're there. You were
It would
there.
have worked. It would
You were
have
there?
worked because they didn't want to give they didn't want to get rid of Paul and Brittany. It was just a 1-on-1 trade. That was it. And
All right,
then
so who's they gonna get? Who's gonna get? So okay, so we're doing NBA trade. We're doing NBA trades now. Who should have Russia gotten?
yeah,
There's not fucking NBA. There's not 2K. These are real people's lives at stake.
having a if Russia is going to tell you that you could only pick one, you only could pick one. What's the problem?
You mean what's the problem?
If they tell you that you can only pick one, there's nothing you could do. You only could pick one. And all I'm saying is that you picked the wrong one.
And we don't know if, because trust me, if it was just a clear one-on-one trade, it would have happened already. Especially in 2018.
It did.
It happened already.
It did happen.
No, Steve. If it was just simply one-on-one, it would have happened already.
Okay, but Brittany wasn't even in jail at the time, having no. So like, I mean,
I'm talking about Wyland and the Merchant of Death. If it was one-on-one, it would have happened already. My problem is that people only care now because Brittany Griner's out. I'm saying that if it was anybody else who align with their politics, they're not talking about Paul Wyland at all. That's my point. They don't give a shit about this dude. They don't care. All it is to these fucking morons is politics. That's it. That's all it is for the Russian government. Frankly, that's all it is for the U.S. government, and that's all it is for these fucking stupid fucking right wingers. Also, all it is to these fucking idiots is politics. That's it. They don't give a shit about Brittany, her family, or the Wyland family. They don't give a flying fuck. If they did, this shit would have been the thing would have been a thing years ago, when their guy was in charge, and yet he didn't do it. He didn't get him out. So who are they gonna do? Do what they always do: blame the new guy. And what I'm saying, and I'll let you talk after this. And what I'm saying is that I'm not going to participate in this fucking charade. I'm not participating in it. It's a fucking charade. That's all this is. Again, if it was simply a one-on-one trade, it would have been done already. The problem is, in order for them to get her back, they had to trade the Merchant of Death. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, but Huvi, we saw what the article said. He pretty much is there. His main objective is to kill us. That's his main objective. And you are going to trade Brittany for that? Like, it makes sense why people were outraged to say that you should have traded for the Marine.
What this nigga's like fucking Magneto? The fuck? Like it's some fucking random ass fucking Russian guy. Who gives a flying fuck?
I mean,
who cares?
Look, he's responsible for killing Americans. I mean, you should care about that, Huvi. I'm sorry, you should care.
People kill Americans all the time, and no one gives a shit. So why should I care?
I mean, that's why we have law. But I mean,
and people don't give a shit about the law. Because the people who make the law don't give a shit about it. So why should I care?
Let's not go too far. Let's not go too far into the whole political stuff. At the end of the day, I believe that they made the wrong trade. Now, if you disagree with me, that's fine. That's completely fine. If you think this trade was appropriate and good, that's fine. But for
The trade that
me,
you're asking for was never going to happen.
hmm?
The trade that you're asking for was never going to happen.
I mean, I look. Neither of us know that. I mean, we don't know what the conversation was behind closed doors. We don't know. What I do know is that this trade was not the appropriate trade, and the reason why I said that we had the leverage is because they're in war right now, and I think that they was going to do whatever that they needed to do to get him back, but we were the weak one. We decided to get rid of if I had the if I was them, if I was in the Biden administration, I would have said, listen, you're the one that's in war right now, not us. You're the one that needs this guy. So if you really want him that badly, you give us both Paul and you give us Brittany. And if you can't make the deal, then conversation over. Conversation's over.
So you're willing to play with people's life just for what? For politics. Pretty much for politics.
It has nothing to do with politics.
Of course it is.
Because what I'm trying to tell you, I guess you not understand what I'm trying to say, is that I want both of them to come back home. I want both of them to come back home. What like you? It seems like you're saying that I am wrong for saying that we want both.
No, what you're saying. What you're saying it makes no sense. What you're saying makes no sense because, like I said before, the only new cog into into this whole thing is Brittany Griner. She's the new thing. She's the new cog into the whole thing. Like I said, the merchant that's been in the U.S. prison for years, and Wyland's been at the Russian prison for years. A 1v1 trade, if it was that simple, it would have been happened already. It would have been happened already. All people want to do now is just play politics. That's all this is.
Well, you already know. I already have heard that people are saying the only reason why that the Biden administration made the trade is just so they could appease a particular group. That's it. Oh,
Yeah, her family.
that they wanted. No, they said that it would have made a bigger press if they had given up that they traded for Brittany instead of Paul. That's what people are saying now.
Okay,
They're only doing this as a
those people are fucking idiots. They don't care about Paul in the first place.
But they're saying that this was just all a publicity stunt.
Yeah, and the reason why they say that is because they're pieces of shit who don't care about Brittany at all, and don't care about Paul either. All of this is politics. That's it.
Well, I mean, I guess on that now, because we could go on and on and on with this topic, but for the sake of time, I guess you said your piece, I said mine, and yeah, I mean, it's good.
All right, Ruben said that she didn't deserve 9 years. She jumped off to. She's a jump off point for cannabis restriction, Steve. Of course, she bought cannabis. Steve, you don't get that comfortable taking that foreign airports without doing it before.
Yeah, but again, Ruben, we don't know. The thing is, you're just speculating. You don't know for a fact if she actually bought it. If she actually bought it.
Honestly, you are right, but I would be stunned if that's the first time she ever did that. I would be stunned. There's no right or wrong.
What do you think it would have been an obvious point that she would have said that I had brought this stuff before? She never said that.
I mean, if she said that, I guarantee you, if she said that, they were still going to give her 9 years, probably give her more.
Right, but I think that would have been a very important information piece that we would have liked to know. If she had made it public that I brought this stuff before, there's absolutely no way she would have kept that hush hush. No way. I don't believe that for a second. That's why I think you and Ruben are wrong.
Regardless of that, like it didn't matter. She was gonna get a lengthy sentence no matter what. Why? Because all of this shit is politics. That's it. There's no right and wrong. They both shouldn't be there.
The difference is, Ruben, was that he didn't commit a crime. She did. That's the difference.
Here's the thing. If he was locked up for espionage, you're not going to find evidence. So he can't do shit for Russia about their Ukraine.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to find evidence? Yeah, well, then what are you getting locked up for if there's no evidence to be found?
He's American. That's why he got locked up. He's American. That's why he got locked up.
All right.
Like if he did something that they seem suspicious, of course they're gonna lock him up. They did. Look at what they did to the Griner. You think if they suspected someone was spying on them, you think they're gonna be fair to you? You think they're gonna be fair to him? If they think you did this or did this against their country, you honestly think they're gonna be fair in their trial? No, they're not. He can't do shit for Russia about their Ukraine problems. Rosemary said, "Hi, how you doing?" And Ruben said, "But Steve, they were fine with the conversation being over.
I'm not really sure what that means. What
That's why
conversation are you talking about?
I'm not sure. Maybe he might be talking about the Brittany Griner stuff, or maybe that's why it took so long. If you have Ruben, if you want to clarify, please clarify while we move on to the last topic of the day. All right. So last topic of the day.
And I disagree when you say that. Oh, he couldn't do anything. Like he obviously this guy is with all the weapon laundering that he does. He obviously could have done something for that war. I disagree with that 100%. But
He said that it's espionage and Mission Impossible. The microfilm detonates in 10 seconds. National security gets destroyed. National secret gets destroyed.
wait, did he mean national security or secrets?
Secret, my bad. National secrets get destroyed. Okay, but yeah, all right. So moving on to the last topic, right? FTC seeks to block Microsoft's acquisition of Activision/Blizzard. Agency alleges that maker of Xbox would gain control of top video game franchises, enabling it to harm competition in high performance gaming
Yeah, I'm fine. Keep reading.
and subscription services by denying or degrading rivals across its popular content. Okay, so he'll be back. Okay, let me read this from Ruben real quick. Steve said that U.S. should have said 2-for-1 trade over. They tried that. Russia said bounce them, bounced in. Yeah, they tried and it didn't work. So like they're always going to go after the lesser of the, I guess you could say, the lesser two evils. And like I said, it's a bad situation all along. But I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I'm not going to entertain these fucking idiots who want to act like who want to pretend to care for Paul. Like, fuck no. Okay, this is a pretty not that long. And so I'm at the FTC.gov. Okay, so let me read this here, right? So the Federal Trade Commission is seeking to block technology giant Microsoft Corp from acquiring leading video game developer Activision/Blizzard. It is blockbuster gaming franchises such as Call of Duty, alleging that the $69 billion deal, Microsoft's largest ever and the largest ever in the video game industry, would enable Microsoft to suppress competitors to its Xbox gaming consoles and its rapidly growing subscription content and cloud gaming businesses. In a complaint issued today, let me see if it's a PDF. Let's see how long is this PDF? This thing like fucking 22, 23 pages. I ain't reading that shit. All right, that's good. Oh shit. Damn. Let me go back. Let me go back to the article. I apologize. Let me go to history. There you go. Oh, I went back to the wrong thing. Yeah, let me go back to the Google thing. FTC. Okay. All right, I'm back to this. Yeah, I'm not reading that complaint. That's 13 fucking pages. That's crazy. Okay, where am I at? Okay, in a complaint issued today, the FCTC pointed to Microsoft's record of acquiring and using valuable gaming content to suppress competition from rival consoles, including its acquisition of ZeniMax, the parent company of Bethesda Softworks, a well-known game developer. Microsoft decided to make several of Bethesda titles, including Starfield and Redfall, Microsoft exclusives, despite assurances from its given that it had given the European antitrust authority that it had no incentive to withhold gains from its rival console. Now they're talking about the CMA, right? The consumer something or whatever. I don't remember what it's called. Uh, so they're referring to CMA, and the CMA said, "Are you back?"
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And the CMA pretty much said that they really didn't have any assurances from Microsoft that they were going to do that. So
Um,
they
what were you saying earlier?
I was just reading the article.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's who they were referring to. But the CMA, even though they're not taking sides, they did say that they didn't really get an assurance from Microsoft that those games were going to stay exclusive. Okay,
Oh,
Microsoft is. Hmm?
okay. No, you said what game are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about more like the Bethesda games like Starfield and Redfall, and both games are only coming out on Xbox and PC.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, those
All
games
right.
are not coming out on. Their games are not coming out on PlayStation. So,
Okay.
all right, Microsoft has already shown that they can and will withhold content from its gaming rivals," said Holly Vidova, director of FTC Bureau of Competition. "Today, we seek to stop Microsoft from gaining control over a leading independent game studio and using it to harm competition in multiple dynamic and fast growing gaming markets. Microsoft Xbox Series S and X are one of only two types of high performance video game consoles. Importantly, Microsoft also offers a leading video game content subscription service called Xbox Game Pass, as well as a cutting edge cloud based video game streaming service, according to the complaint. Activision is one of Activision is one of only a very small number of top video game developers in the world that create and publishes high quality video games for multiple devices, including video game consoles, PC, and mobile devices. It produces some of the most iconic and popular video game titles, including Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Diablo, and Overwatch, and has millions of monthly active users around the world. According to the FTC complaint, Activision currently has a strategy of offering its games on many devices, regardless of producer. Now, obviously, Call of Duty is still multi-platform. World of Warcraft is only on PC. Diablo 4 was announced, and there was no PS4 logo. There was
Yeah.
no PS4 logo.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Okay.
Overwatch 2 is out on everything, but Overwatch 2 is being developed before Microsoft bought Activision. So,
Hmm.
but that could change if the deal is allowed to proceed. With control over Activision's blockbuster franchises, Microsoft would have both the means and motive to harm competition by manipulating Activision pricing, degrading Activision game quality, or player experience on rival consoles and gaming services. Changing the terms and timing of access to Activision's content or withholding content from competitors entirely resulting in harm to consumers. The commission vote to issue the complaint was 3-1, with Commissioner Kristen Wilson voting no. A copy of the administrative complaint will be available shortly. And I think this is the pretty much the note. There's not much here. Okay, before I go, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I missed a lot of the stuff that you was reading earlier. I was trying to just
I
see.
I'll simplify it for you.
Okay.
Pretty much what they're saying is that if Microsoft continues to buy these big publishers, they're going to use their money, which they have a huge advantage over, and they're going to use their money to pretty much bury the competition and to create a monopoly. This is not what they're saying. Now Microsoft's trying to say, oh, we're not going to do that, and they you know since the news came out about them suing FTC for suing Microsoft, they have offered Nintendo a 10-year commitment to have Call of Duty on the Switch.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And they said that they offered the same deal to Sony.
They offered the same years to Sony, but only 10 years though.
Yeah.
After the 10 years, I'm pretty sure like that's it. That's it.
Here's the thing. I'm tired of seeing this. This is a big deal. I will admit this is a big deal. But I'm tired of people talking about this merger and all the other stuff. I just wish this shit would just go away.
Wait, hold on. You can't say that, Javi, now. This would make a completely different shift in the gaming industry as a whole.
I understand that. But the thing is that you have so many people online who are taking this so personally that Sony is not in favor of this deal, and they feel like they're blocking the deal. They think that the FTC is working with Sony to block the deal.
Microsoft thinks this. That Microsoft thinks
not Microsoft. Their fanboys do. Their fanboys do, and the example that they use is Final Fantasy 16, right? Oh, that game is only available on PlayStation. That's multi-platform. They use Street Fighter 5. They use all these third-party exclusive games that Sony has has gotten paid.
Well, that's true though. All that is true.
It's true. But here, what what else is true?
What's that?
High on Life. Have you heard of that game? I think you've seen some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to that game right now.
All right.
Yeah. Let me see. I don't need this anymore. Actually, I'm on Google. High on Life. There you go. This game just came on Xbox just now from a group called Squash Games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this game currently is on PC and Xbox, not on PlayStation. Now, Microsoft don't own the studio. They don't own the studio.
Okay.
But this game is only available on Xbox and PC. Here's the thing, right? These guys, these Xbox fanboys, what they want you to believe, and Microsoft is the same way. They want you to believe that they're the underdog in this situation. That they're the ones that are trying to keep games on multiple platforms, which is technically true when you count all the Xboxes that you have,
right,
PC, and mobile. But when it comes to the gaming space, we know what that means, what it actually means. But when we know what that means. What it actually. Why am I hearing my voice twice?
What do you mean?
I'm hearing myself twice.
Right now?
Yeah.
Like right now?
Yeah, like right now.
You're hearing yourself twice, right?
Yeah. Currently. I'll ignore it. Regardless of that.
Hold on. But are you still hearing yourself twice right now?
Not right now, no.
Well, about to say. Okay.
Yeah. But the thing is that all these these companies, every company has done third-party exclusive content. All these companies done it.
Mm-hmm.
Sony's done it. Hell, Sony profited off it in the PS1 era. Absolutely, they did. Like Nintendo done it. Microsoft done it. Their latest game is third-party exclusive. So what are we bitching about? What are you complaining about? Okay. They had another game called Scorn, made by a third party developer. Some random coloring book game, Peppermint, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
It's a third party exclusive. So you're gonna sit there and act like and pretend that what Sony and what the industry wasn't before, what was doing before, is somehow the same at what Microsoft is doing right now with the Activision deal. They're not the same. They're buying a publisher. And again, my opinion on it is that if they have the money to do it and they're allowed to do it, then it is what it is. But don't sit there and act like it's a new thing. Like, no, it's a brand new thing. That's new. Buying a publisher is new. Like even when it comes to Bethesda, like that's a big deal. But like they make only a certain amount of games. Activision makes games for everything.
true.
They're one of the big top, 3-4 publishers out there. And when you have a company like Microsoft who are buying them, it should raise concerns.
Yeah, but I think you and I had said this before.
Mhm.
I understand that you want this stuff to go away, but for me, I'm actually getting a little tired of Microsoft and Sony just buying companies, buying companies, especially if they're not even going to utilize their IPs anyway. Like
I don't mind if they buy studios. You want to buy studios? Go ahead. Like Microsoft before they bought Bethesda and Activision, they bought multiple studios. They bought Ninja Theory, which was a big deal. They bought was it Compulsion? No. Arc no. That was with the they were buying studios. And people were like cool with it because you need studios to make your game because the first party offering from them prior was not good.
yeah,
So they had to buy they had to buy studios to make those games good. But what Microsoft is doing, and this cannot be denied, what they're doing now, they're essentially just buying publishers. They're going to be buying publishers for Game Pass. That's it. They're buying publisher to supplement the Game Pass.
hmm
That's what they're doing. And it's like and to me, I just don't understand why we're acting like Sony buying Street Fighter 5 is the same as Microsoft buying Activision. They're not in the same. They're not in the same stratosphere.
yeah, not in the same plane at all.
They're not. So obviously, the FTC is going to look into it.
Okay, so let me just ask you this then. You say if they have the money to do it, go by means do it. But personally, for you,
No,
you don't want this deal to happen.
it don't matter to me, bro. It don't matter to me. I just don't want. I don't want the precedent of this happening. I don't want console manufacturers buying publishers. I don't. I don't because it does set a bad precedent of monopolizing the market. And the way that they explained it, it could easily happen. And Microsoft can say whatever the fuck they want to say. We know. Listen, those guys. Look, they're not the good. They're not the good guy, but they're not the underdogs here. You have all the money. You have most of the money. You can do what Sony can't do, and that's what they're banking on. They'll never outright admit that they want Sony to fail, but what they want to be the market leader. That's it. And they want the market leader. They want to be the market leader doing it their way. And they know that the way that Sony wants to do it is not. They know that the way that they want to do it is not the way that Sony wants to do it, and frankly, it's not the way that Sony can afford to do it.
Yes,
And I
yeah,
agree with that.
yeah. Because right now, I'm sure Microsoft is at a huge loss when it comes to in regarding to Game Pass.
Look,
And
Phil Spencer said that they're making a profit. He said that it's profitable. There's
how
some, there's
I
some
don't
people who question it. I don't know. Like I said before, I don't know. But to me, like they even if it's not profitable, they can afford to take losses on it. They can afford to take losses on it because
yeah.
they have the money. They have the money, and they know that. So, and they know, and I see all the Xbox, and I think I've said this before. They see Xbox fanboys. They're like, oh, Sony should do the same thing, knowing damn well that they may not be able to afford to do the same thing. And I don't want them to do the same thing.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. We just have to keep no. Keep, I still think that the deal is gonna go through. I
Well,
still
the fact that it took this, it's taking this long, I
think.
think there's actually a bigger chance that it's probably not going to go through. Because I don't even remember when Disney wanted to buy Fox.
Mhm.
I don't ever remember it taking this long.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but I like I said, admittedly, I didn't look too much into it.
Or when they wanted to buy Marvel. That I don't ever remember, taking this long. And look, I'm not saying that they are just a bunch of tweezers compared, to the movie industry. That's not what I'm saying. But like at the end of the day, if the fact that it's taken this long, I think there is a chance that this deal is probably not going to be able to go through. Because if when you talk about monopolies here, Sony pretty much have a really good case. With all the games that Activision have, yeah, Sony, pretty much, have a good case. And again, I don't want the deal to happen anyway. I think
Mhm.
it's going to really hurt the gaming industry, as a whole. And and we already seeing this firsthand how when you don't have competition and how when you don't have options, it really becomes a disservice to the fan base anyway. And I understand that they probably tried to compensate it with Game Pass, but I just don't like it. I don't appreciate it, and that's just simply I don't want. I prefer to have options. I prefer to have competitions because that's how you continue to have more innovation and how your products can get better. But you're not going to do that when you pretty much own almost the whole entire gaming industry. Like I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. So if Sony could continue to fight this thing, I'm going to be going for Sony all the way through. I don't want this deal to go down. I don't.
Well, on that note, I guess that's it for the podcast. Let me read some comments from Ruben, and then we can head out. I don't know if you read this, but he said that the U.S. should have said 2 for 1. He said that you said that the U.S. should have said 2 for 1 or trade over. They tried that. Russia said bounce then. They said trade over. It was never going to work. This man can't do shit without laundering weapons because this is beyond his scale. Terrorism weapons isn't war weapons. They had all the armaments of war.
They you meant to say armaments.
Yeah, armaments for war before this started. This man can't come up with
Well,
war.
if he could assist any way possible, this is just a bonus for Russia. Like I mean, I mean, obviously I would probably have to do some homework. I'm gonna do some homework on it, but I think this all this does is help Russia because why even bother putting the effort to trade for him anyway? Why use Griner Brittany to their advantage, to get him back? Like there has to be an incentive for it.
War weapons after he's been locked up for years, lost contacts, lost funds. He's a political pawn, and that's if they don't put a bullet in his head in the first night home. If oh yeah, yeah,
Nah,
because
go ahead.
he's talking about the Russian guy. Like, yeah, we don't know if we go back to we don't know if that dude's not a dead man.
I mean, why trade for him then? If to me that's just stupid. Then I don't necessarily believe they put all that effort of trying to get him back just so they could shoot him. No, I don't believe it.
Now on that note, let's get out of here. Let me do the roll call. Ruben, thank you
Go
for
ahead.
watching. Rosemary, thank you for watching. Conspiracy Agent McKinley, thank you guys for watching. Nolan, thank you for watching.
You forgot Naomi. You forgot Naomi.
No, no,
Don't
no, no,
skip
I'm,
her.
I'm, I'm still scrolling. I'm still scrolling.
Oh,
Ryan,
okay.
Ryan Meadows, Naomi, thank you guys for watching. Joe, thank you for watching. And Rudolphi, thank you for watching.
Rodolphe.
F, thank you for watching. And Bartholomew, thank you for watching.
You forgot Moruno.
Oh, Mr. Uno, yeah. No, it's first Uno, my bad. Yeah, first Uno. Thank you for watching.
Oh, it's Forsuno.
First, is that first Uno or
I thought it was more Uno.
more Uno? Okay, okay, yeah, more Uno. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Do,
Thank
do,
you all
do
for
you
watching.
know who more Uno is?
No,
Hmm. Well, anyway, I appreciate you more. I don't think we ever seen you before, or maybe you changed your name. But if this is your very first time, I appreciate you joining us, sir. And we're gonna be doing this just for the newcomers. You, Naomi, thanks. It's been a while, Naomi. Remember, we do this every Monday. We do this every Monday just for the newcomers. We do this every Monday. We try to do it on time at 6:30, but we can never go on time. But now that my internet is up and running, every Monday we are doing this podcast. Me and my friend over here. So yeah,
all right. So on that note, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.
yeah. So once again, I appreciate all of you for joining us. This was a good podcast. We didn't have that many topics, but look, hey, we're still 3 hours in. So we'll be here next week, Monday. So please join us again. Like, follow, share, subscribe, share as much as possible if you can, guys. Or at the very least, just give us a like, and we will continue to do more. So this is the Traditionalist 101 signing out. Have a good one.